हेलो हेलो हेलो। उड़ते यो सन पानी साली तू पटाती। ओके। वीसीटी वॉच पार्टी क्यों कर रहा हूँ मैं बताता हूँ उसके लिए। क्योंकि मुझे वीसीटी देखना काफ़ी पसंद है। और वीसीटी में नहीं तो भी देखने वाला था, तो मैंने सोचा कि स्ट्रीम करते, अगर लाइक स्ट्राइक गिरती तो मैं वो स्ट्रीम हटा दूंगा। पर मैं देखने वाला था, इसलिए मैंने कहा कि लाइव पे भी जाते और देखते, क्योंकि मुझे मज़ा आता है यार। और पीआरएक्स की जर्सी मुझे पसंद है, उसकी कलर मस्त लगती है। इसलिए मैं पीआरएक्स उनका ही मैच था आज, इसलिए मैंने देखा कि पीआरएक्स वर्सेस आई थिंक उसमें कोई तो भी और एक टीम है, उसका नाम पता है मुझे पर अभी याद नहीं आ रहा है। पर मैं वो टीम को भी देखता हूँ, तो इसलिए मैंने सोचा कि लाइव स्ट्रीम करते और देखते यार उनको भी। और मैं आई थिंक स्टार्ट भी हो गया, मैंने बैकग्राउंड में ही चला के रखा था।
Well, we're missing one though. One crucial team that is not making its return despite.
तो अब चालू होने में तो टाइम है, चालू तो हो गया है।
Mel, are you a Swiss fan?
I am. I love Swiss. I've
और
always been a
गॉड
huge
ऑफ वार
fan.
भी
I
हम
love it.
खेलने वाले, पर थोड़ा लेट खेलेंगे उन्हें। टीएच वर्सेस पीआरएक्स, अभी 27 मिनट्स बाकी है। ओ शिट, 27 मिनट हैं। इनके बातचीत ही चलेगा मुझे लग रहा है, तो हम क्या करेंगे, थोड़ा होल्ड करते, देखते हैं क्या सीन।
Yeah, we'll talk about this a little bit more later, but Mel, no Nats with Team Liquid on day one. That's gotta hurt.
I mean, I've been a long-time fan of Nats since the Gambit days. Seeing this actually hurts, knowing he's playing at Masters Toronto but he can't actually play. I really hope he's able to get back and get the visa sorted out.
नेटवर्क ही
But
चला
it's
जाता
really
है यार
interesting
स्ट्रीम
considering
जब
Penny is
चालू
subbing
करता
in
हूँ।
his place.
Yeah,
A
right.
duelist player normally, but subbing in for not only their IGL but their Senti player is a little bit insane.
Home crowd advantage. And thank you, Mel. Exactly, I think 3 minutes since the show started that we mentioned Gambit. That's a new record.
Yeah, it is
Is it
really
actually?
impressive. we're gonna see if that's
चलो भाई,
a
इनका
that, but,
आई थिंक इनके
I'm gonna leg up on you.
बातचीत
Here comes the practice.
27
What
मिनट
me and Wyatt
चलने
had
वाली
to
है
say
ना।
during Swissology. Take it away, past self.
सही में नहीं यार, इतना मिनट नहीं
Thank
रुक
you,
सकते।
future self. Now we are two humble Swissologists here to predict, nay, to tell the future, exactly how these matches are going to go down. Wyatt, the rules are simple. You win twice, you advance, you lose twice, you are done. Wyatt, this first matchup, Heretics PRX.
I'm already
Get us
Can
in.
we start with something easier? Because that one is too tough.
You don't want to start with
We're gonna go.
Okay.
We're gonna go with Sen, and we're
भाई
gonna go
इसमें
with
तो
Wolves
मस्त दिख
because
रहा
let's
है
be real, we all know Sen are winning that.
Okay,
And you can
I
put
like
Wolves at the
that.
bottom. That
Okay,
and
so
now
Wolves go down here.
I'll allow you to take
That
the
makes
second
sense. Okay, I'm going to jump in with Genji MIBR. Now, on paper, you might think Genji stand a chance, but no. Remember what Verno did to Genji in the offseason in Soup. This guy went
चार लोग
56
देख
and
रहे हैं भाई,
22,
let's
three of
go।
them with NRG.
That's a good point.
It's MIBR
I'm with
all
you.
the way.
I'm with you. I agree. That one, I
और
think,
मैं
controversial,
सेंटिनल्स
but
नहीं,
I'm with you on that
आई
one.
थिंक पीआरएक्स जीतने
Who do we
चाहिए।
have next?
काफ़ी टाइम
Billy
पहले
versus Team
जीती
Liquid.
थी वो,
I'm sorry, but they're gonna
काफ़ी
take this.
सालों पहले।
I've got them.
Billy?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I have them winning this.
पर
and they're gonna go
पीआरएक्स यार
against
फाइनल्स
Sen.
तक जाती ही
Because
नहीं है,
Billy
पता नहीं
against
क्यों।
NA teams, iconic. So
Okay.
that's who they're going to be playing, and then Team
I'm
Liquid.
putting Team Liquid versus WE. Sadly, no Nats, no win.
Ooh, do you think they're going to get farmed by both?
जिंजी
We'll
काफ़ी
get there.
डेंजर है।
Okay, this is the tough one though. Team Heretics.
जिंजी
play versus
टॉप
Bills. I
3
know
तक
they're winning
लेके
that
जाती
game,
है हर
so
बार।
I think you're delusional
I am
if you think it's
staying.
close. Team Heretics are going to absolutely
Really?
fly. I'm a believer.
You think it's delusional
I'm a
if it's
believer.
close?
I don't believe in the mini effect. It's Team Heretics all the way. Where are they?
The thing is, I'm so 50-50, and you're so confident, I'm going to allow you to
I'm
do
so
it.
confident.
But I just don't. I feel like it's so 50-50. Okay.
Mini Boo is back.
मिनी
It's
बू
what I understand.
अच्छा खेलता है यार,
Okay,
काफ़ी
MIBR
ड्यूलिस्ट
versus
खेलता है वो,
Heretics.
टीम हेरेटिक।
That's
I'm
10
Heretics.
seconds.
10
और
seconds.
बू मुझे पसंद है थोड़ा
Hold
सा,
on, put them
मतलब
there.
मस्त
want
है यार।
MIBR?
I'm gonna go. Okay.
बू का क्या सीन होता है कि वो उसके घर में, मतलब आई थिंक वो अकेला है और उसकी मम्मी है, काफ़ी हार्ड वर्क किया है उसने।
Wolves Heretics.
और वो
If you wanted one
कंट्रोलर
more
खेलता है
player
ना,
out here, it's
No,
cooked.
Wolves beat Heretics.
थोड़ा ये
TL.
खेलता है वो,
No, they don't.
No.
That's why I have to.
बंटी
Wait,
जैसा
I
खेलता है,
killed
पर
TO there. I already
अच्छा है
put
यार,
one there. There's
They
no
can't win
way.
and lose.
There's
Okay.
no way.
फाइनल्स
Wolves are
में
losing.
गाया
I'm
है वो,
sorry. I'm
Okay,
not
you
behind
और
hate
the
वो
scenes.
हम
And
इधर
Sen-
सॉरी
where's
हम
Sen-
इधर
Sen-
बैठ के
Sen's
देख
over
रहे
in.
तो हम
Okay,
जज नहीं
yes,
कर
put
सकते,
Sen
काफी
over
अच्छा
there.
खेलता
Both
होगा
America's
वो
teams
इन
seemingly
फ्यूचर,
Be
instantly
इन
with
फ्यूचर
Ocean
क्या
Sen
अभी लेटेस्ट
is a minute and
अच्छा ही
30
खेलता
seconds
होगा।
enough. It's not enough. It's not. What do we have next?
Wait, they can't be here. They're here. I'm so
Yep.
confused.
And then advance. That makes no. You have Billy Wit. Oh wait, yeah, no, they are there. You're right.
This makes sense.
This-
You're
dude,
you're a
this
bad
is- I'm not-
Swissologist. You're not licensed.
No, okay.
He's
Team
unlicensed.
Uड़ के भी
Wait,
का
how are
छोटा हुआ।
Heretics losing? Losing MIBR? That's crazy. But sure, they're in
Yeah,
there.
and then pay
That's
Brex.
not
Pay Brex.
happening. Okay, so
That-
yeah, and I think that's a reasonable top four.
That
That's
looks
what I
pretty
would have gone
reasonable.
with, but
Yeah.
we took a
I-
long
पेपर
way
एक्स
to
की
a
जर्सी
good
देखना
get
इस बार,
there, but
Yeah.
I think
उनके
that's
कलर्स
the top
काफी
four, actually.
अच्छे
That's
हैं
who I
यार,
would have predicted.
पेपर एक्स
So
के,
perfect.
Perfect.
Are you
डार्क
toss
कलर
back to
है,
yourself?
डार्क
Uh,
पिंक।
hello, bye, future self. What are you thinking of right now? You know, I'm thinking that.
ओए
Wyatt,
काफी
first of all,
टाइम
he
है
told
अभी,
me during the whole
हम
thing.
क्या
Second
करते
of all,
तब
we
तक
literally talked afterwards,
23 मिनट
and both
बाकी
of
है,
us thought
और
that
23
MIBR was
मिनट
losing
मतलब
that
9:30,
second matchup, and that they shouldn't be instantly going through. So I don't know how we ended up with what we did.
I like
23 मिनट्स मतलब काफी टाइम है यार, हम क्या करते वैलोरेंट खेलते तब तक, मुझे लगा कि स्टार्ट हो जाएगा, लाइक चालू है तो जल्दी स्टार्ट होगा, पर वैसा भी कुछ नहीं है। अपडेट अपडेट किसका आया, अपडेट तो किया था मैंने सुबह। ओके मैं क्या करता हूँ, पहले अकाउंट स्विच कर रहा हूँ मैं, ये मेरा देखो अकाउंट का नाम है, मतलब गेम का नाम है, बंद कर देता हूँ, हैक हो सकता है ना। दिस गेम रिक्वायर सिस्टम रीसेट, अभी तो किया यार, इसको उड़ाओ फिर से बैकग्राउंड पे से, एग्जिट। ईट स्पोर्ट देखने में मज़ा आता है काफ़ी, पर ईट स्पोर्ट्स जाने में काफ़ी दिक्कत भी होती है, लाइक कंटिन्यू ग्राइंड। क्या हो गया, और 2025, अरे फिर से बोलेगा ये रिस्टार्ट करो, क्वाइट, इसको उड़ाया था ना मैंने अभी। के बैकग्राउंड में वैलोरेंट नहीं चल रहा है, प्रॉब्लम प्रॉब्लम क्या है, प्रॉब्लम क्या है। हाँ अब चलेगा प्रॉपर। अरे नहीं चलेगा, कुछ तो हुआ है इसमें, अपडेट आया ना छोटा सा। Vanguard and cheat has been not initiated in your first time playing. You will need to reboot your. मुझे रिस्टार्ट ही करना पड़ेगा, रिस्टार्ट नहीं करना है यार। हेलो, ओए रिस्टार्ट नहीं करना है मुझे, ऐसा क्या कर सकता हूँ, लाइक मेरा पीसी भी रिस्टार्ट नहीं करना पड़े। और नहीं नहीं चलेगा, गेम चलने ही नहीं वाला है। अपडेट आने के बाद ऐसे होता है। हट। मोबिलिटी, ये ऐप काफ़ी काम की चीज़ है। ये काम की चीज़ नहीं है। मुझे क्या सीखना है, स्ट्रेफिंग, उसके बाद 5 टारगेट, 6 शॉट की बात नहीं। ग्राइंड शॉट तो कुछ इतना। मैं एक बार ग्लव्स पहनता हूँ मेरे। थर्टी 137। ओए इब्बू, हेलो इब्बू ब्रो, कैसे हो यार? मैं आज प्ले गॉड ऑफ वार। अरे गॉड ऑफ वार खेलेंगे पर ना, क्या सीन है, लाइक आज वैलोरेंट का ना एक काफ़ी ज़ोरदार, वैलोरेंट का क्या होने वाला है आज, एक मतलब फाइनल्स ऐसे समझ सकता है तू। तो वो वॉच पार्टी, मतलब मैं मतलब मैं खेलने वाला था गॉड ऑफ वार, पर क्या हुआ कि जो टीम मुझे मतलब देखना अच्छा लगता है वो देखा मैंने यूट्यूब पे, तो मैं सोचा कि अरे मतलब गॉड ऑफ वार खेलने का मन नहीं कर रहा था। पर मैं क्या करूँगा, गॉड ऑफ वार खेलूँगा पर थोड़ा लेट। अभी कितने बज रहे हैं? 9:30 बजे वो मैच स्टार्ट होगी, तो 9:30 आई गेस रात में हम खेल सकते गॉड ऑफ वार। 11:30 को गॉड ऑफ वार खेलूँगा मैं। अभी टाइम था, मुझे लगा कि स्टार्ट हो गया मैच, पर देखा तो आधा घंटा और बता रहा है। तो मैं वैलोरेंट ओपन किया तो वैलोरेंट भी ओपन नहीं हो रहा था। फिर मैं सोचा कि एम प्रैक्टिस ही कर लेते हैं। गॉड ऑफ वार खेलने वाले हैं हम। नोटिफिकेशन ऑन है ना तेरे? गॉड ऑफ वार क्या आ जाएगा जब मैं स्ट्रीम करूँगा ना। और बारिश हुई थी ना, इसकी वजह से लाइट भी जा सकते हैं यार, इसलिए थोड़ा सा रिस्क है आज। पर स्ट्रीम तो होगा पक्का। लाइट नहीं जाने वाली है, पर व्हाट इफ अगर गई तो इसकी वजह से। और क्या फिर? अरे मेरा नेटवर्क चला गया। इब्बू चला गया क्या तू? या है अभी भी? स्ट्रीम नहीं, सॉरी, स्ट्रीम का चैट अटक गया फिर से। उड़ते हो सुनते ले। आ गए क्या स्ट्रीम? नहीं अभी। ओए मेरा, चलो ग्राइंड शॉट तो इतना मतलब ठीक है, मतलब प्रैक्टिस में ज़्यादा मेन क्या होता है? क्रॉस एयर प्लेसमेंट। क्रॉस एयर प्लेसमेंट कैसे करना है? हम ऐसे घुमाते तो नहीं है। तो रुक जाओ, थोड़ा सा ना पीछे जाना पड़ेगा। फिनिश। वैलोरेंट कैलकुलेटर, वीटी सीओडी नहीं, सीओडी नहीं, हमें वैलोरेंट ही करना है। हॉरिजॉन्टल हेड, क्रॉस हेड, प्रेस हेड, शॉर्ट स्ट्रेफिंग हेड, फ्लाइंग हेड, हेड स्मॉल, ओके, स्ट्रेट, माइक्रो फ्लिक। भाई ये माइक्रो फ्लिक इधर हो जाते हैं पर वैलोरेंट में नहीं होता है। मिक्सर चल रहा है इसलिए मैंने माइक म्यूट किया था। शिट, एक्यूरेसी 90% एक्यूरेसी, नाइस यार। नाइन्टी सिक्स। एक हक दिया मैंने। 97.40, एक हक दिया। एक हकने से डायरेक्ट कितना गया, काफ़ी माइनस गया। हक दिया, हक दिया। 94, मुझे 100 करना है। एक बार 100 होता है, मज़ा आ जाएगा। एक फिर से हक दिया। 97.33, एक हगने से 97, 99, एक हगने से 3 पॉइंट माइनस। हो, कंटिन्यू कंटिन्यू। बड़े भैया मुझे फ्री फायर खेलना है। छोटे भाई बैटल करते थे, वो नहीं कर रहा। छोटे भाई बैटल करते। 98 भाई, 98, 9900। ओए यार 98 क्यों हो रहा है, लाइक 100 क्यों नहीं हो रहा है? एक्यूरेसी मतलब एक भी मिस नहीं कर रहा हूँ मैं फिर। हंड्रेड, 100 हो जा प्लीज। मैं स्पीड में करना है क्या 100 के लिए? फाइव, ओके। अरे रिस्टार्ट 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 कैसे करूँ मैं इसको? फिनिश फ्लाइंग स्टेज माइक्रो फ्लीट, अच्छा यही था ना। डिसिप्लिन डिसिप्लिन, मैं मेरे एम में डिसिप्लिन ला रहा हूँ। फ्लाइंग हेड, अच्छा और क्या है? क्रॉस एयर प्लेसमेंट, अरे नहीं क्रॉस एयर प्लेसमेंट लाइक जिधर भी आएगा तो हमें उसको वन टैप देना है ना। अब लाइक ये मूवमेंट, अरे 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 मूव क्यों हो रहा है फिर? क्रॉस एयर प्लेसमेंट देना है तो अभी तक समझा नहीं मुझे ये। रुको 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 इसको, लाइक अगर सामने एक बंदा है और वो भाग रहा है इधर से उधर तो मैं स्प्रे थोड़ी करूँगा, पर स्प्रे नहीं करूँगा पर मेरा क्रॉस एयर तो जाना चाहिए ना। लाइक इधर बंदा है, मेरा क्रॉस इधर है तो ऐसा आएगा, फिर मैं इसको ऐसा प्रैक्टिस तो, हाँ समझ गया कैसा करना है। पर ये काफ़ी स्लो हो जाएगा ना। ओए हाथ गर्म हो गया मेरा अभी। नहीं यार डेंजर है ये चीज़ नहीं समझ रही मुझे। उड़ते यो सन। कितना टाइम हो गया अभी? ओए स्टार्ट हो गया क्या मैच? एक बार चेक कर लेता हूँ।
Because he's not Nats. He's an emergency sub.
कितना मिनट
Okay,
बाकी
we'll
है?
see, we'll see.
ओए हो रहा है हो रहा
Just the goat.
I mean, we unfortunately do not have.
है। इसको पॉज करते ये ख़त्म कर लेते हैं, है ना? चलो हो गया वो स्टार्ट। ओए हो जा ना ख़त्म। ओके हो गया चल।
In an instant, the moment collapses.
अरे स्ट्रीम जल्दी पड़ा।
Every choice, now a memory. Every decision, now questioned.
ये वर्थ इट होता है, कभी भी देखो एकदम मज़ा आता है।
But opportunity rises again. The moment is in your hands. Squeeze the trigger.
Ready, set, go.
ट्रॉफी तो सही है। और इस बार वैंडल की स्किन आने वाली है।
Ready, set, go.
To lock in a game-winning play, you have to lose track of everything. You just focus on yourself. Being comfortable in chaotic situations, that's flow state.
You're completely focused that whole time, then you're out of it.
It's a battle of whose mental is stronger. When the lights go off, the game moves in slow motion.
You see the bigger picture always. You're not overthinking, you're not second guessing.
After all that work, is this how it happens?
You're just doing.
Positioning. Does Celsius consider this? He does!
You can't think about anything else but
ओए सेंटिनल ने क्या जर्सी बदल लिया?
I think about that a lot. It always replays in my head.
भाई ये योरू काफी डेंजर है।
Sometimes it's less so about focusing on yourself, more
Fanatic.
on your teammates.
Reflection.
I'll do whatever it takes
Redemption.
to be the greatest leader of all time.
Even when you fall apart, you still have your teammates.
ओए ये वैंडल का ये भी हो सकता है, लाइक बैक म्यूजिक।
It's not easy for me to beat from off balance.
I want to get my revenge.
This time we're not gonna fall short.
他要先把昨天忘记。
他们从竞争赛一路登顶，点在顶峰。
एडीजी क्वालिफाई
I think
नहीं
it's
हुई।
just about the feeling. It's like one mind together as a team.
Reflection. Redemption.
Toronto, let me hear you!
Let's go भाई। हो गया
12
स्टार्ट।
teams from across the globe have been battling relentlessly through split
भाई ये
one
ग्लोबल
to
स्टेज
get
इतना
to
छोटा
this
क्यों दिख
moment
रहा है?
right here on this stage in Toronto, where their biggest challenge is about to start. Which team will rise up to the occasion to become the next Masters? Well, we're about to find out. Toronto, let's get this started. New Jersey Masters, Cabos, Meta!
आ गई टीम। आई थिंक नहीं पहला कुछ डांस बिन्स होगा ना, गाना बिना बजेगा, वैसे थोड़ी हो जाए। नहीं यार आ गई, कैसे आ गई ये इतनी जल्दी? टफ है यार, लाइक पीआरएक्स के चांसेस लग रहे जीतने के मुझे।
This is a rematch for the ages to kick us off at Masters Toronto. But a lot has changed since the last time they met.
It absolutely has, but the hype has stayed the same too. I'm getting chills when they're walking out onto stage. We got the Sunnies all ready to go. Both teams fully locked in and ready to go for this first map.
Shout out to Vansili as well. Shout out
नहीं,
to
jersey
our man
किसी की change
Vansili.
नहीं हुई थी।
But speaking of the things that have
Let's see.
changed, Sunset is in play. But what we see, Amel, is that a risk, you think, to pick Sunset?
To pick Sunset, you
Veto
must have been a
time.
phenomenal team on Sunset
Icebox
to pick
और
it off
Pearl
the
है।
gate.
Yeah,
the
well,
first tournament.
Heretics have decided to to go to Lotus instead of Sunset. I think that's a mistake.
Interesting.
It's hard to know.
पर्ल
right?
काफी
Without
घटिया मैप है
real tape
आइस
on
बॉक्स
the
तो भी
Sunset
मैं
map, whether
जेट
or not
खेलता हूँ ना
we're
आइस बॉक्स पे
blocking a lot,
तो
but what I'm interested in
मेरा
is
विन
Ice
रेशियो
Box.
काफी ज्यादा है
I mean, you know better than anyone, but like Pearl is historically the worst map in the EMEA pool,
Okay.
and Icebox is historically the best.
Here is a stat. Do you two want to guess how many times the 3 EMEA teams in this tournament played Pearl during stage 1 of EMEA?
Should
So
I?
Fnatic, Heretics, and Liquid, how many times did they play Pearl combined?
I'm gonna say
3.
3.
I'm gonna say
1! They played
What?
it 1 time and it was Team Heretics.
Oh.
So this is not an EMEA map. If anything, like you said, we are terrible on it. So,
टोरंटो में क्या फैन बेस नहीं है क्या
Paper X
वैलोरेंट का
clearly have done
ज्यादा
their homework.
काफी
Mel,
छोटा
we
स्टेज है
wrote
यार
about the Sunset. Does this favor anyone, you think? Now you know the maps?
It honestly, it really depends. I think it could go like both of them are gonna
क्योंकि
take
मैंने
map
स्टेज
picks, and then
देखा है
it's gonna
काफी
go with their
बड़े
map
बड़े
for
होते
sure.
हैं ये काफी छोटा
Yeah,
लगा
honestly, for me, I'm just curious to see what
या
we're
डे
playing
वन
against
का
these
मैप
agents, right?
डे
'Cause
वन है
neither
इसलिए
team was super aboard the
अगली
table
बार
of
फाइनल्स के लिए
but
स्टेज
on this
चेंज
map
हो
with
सकता
Pearl,
है
PaperX had been playing Jet Phoenix
Yeah.
comps,
Yeah.
which are unique to say the least on this map, but play very differently to a lot of other ideas. Phoenix so good for both A main control and fighting around that mid space.
I'm really interested to see how Team Heretics really deal with teams running a double duelist comp against them as well, not just on Pearl, but overall, because normally they don't really run into double duelist in EMEA besides Haven. That is when everyone's running the Yoru and the ISO. However, PaperX kind of has an advantage because, I mean, we all have seen the APAC comps. They are crazy. They've seen everything. They've seen it all. They've scrimmed it all. So I'm really interested to see. I think PaperX does have an advantage in dealing with double duelist comps against them. So I'm really excited to see how this turns out.
And also, I think in dealing with Miniboo's Neon as well, because there's a lot of Neon that we see over in Pacific too.
Right, we might see like, I mean, maybe Neon slides don't work as well against PaperX. The mechanics, the APAC mechanics are just going to come through.
I mean, the one time they did run this Pearl against Na'Vi, they won. We had the Miniboo on Yoru and Vut on Jet, which is something they have leaned into. They like this kind of duo. But I actually wouldn't hate it that much if Miniboo doesn't play Yoru. It wouldn't bother me. Yeah, because he'll probably play Neon, and no one's gonna have a go at his Neon.
I mean, honestly, and like when we started seeing a lot more Neon getting played on Pearl earlier in the year, I was a big fan of it. Like the execs you can run. Yoru usually plays a lot slower, you know, it's more macro, TP, all that type of stuff, but Neon can just overwhelm sites, and that is what Heretics are so good at.
And I do want to shout out, because I can see on my monitor, I'm sure you guys will see in a second, Mind Freak is here. He did travel with PaperX, and he is sitting in the coach booth next to Alex. So maybe that's a bit of a buff as well, a cheeky bit of assistant coach power.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder what he feels his role is in the assistant coach. Is it just keeping him calm? Is it keeping Alex calm? Or is it more just like he's like bad cop, good cop? I wonder what the vibe is there. Every time I've seen Mind Freak in the coach booth, he's always been smiling though.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm biased from the clips I've seen, but he always seems to bring a good vibe. So I'm leaning more towards good cop, bad cop vibe.
I just think it's great that for so many years, we've seen the Freak. And now we get to see the mind.
Oh my
god. Oh my god. Do you know what? I'm really mad when other people are funnier than me. That makes me so mad.
No, you already won the day with the intro with the 18 titles, so I'm trying to catch up.
No, but I
बाप रे वाइपर पतली थी मोटी कैसे हो
गई? But the agents
ओए शेम नहीं कर रहा हूँ मैं बॉडी
interesting
शेम
because
मैं बता रहा हूँ
we all
यार
seem to be very convinced that we might not
हाथे
even
पे
see a
इतनी
single
घर
Tejo,
की है
you know,
ना
we won't
वाइपर।
see it. But,
ये
you
वाली।
know, we don't always know.
हमारे
We
इधर
don't
की
always
पतली
know.
होती है।
How would you be mad at all if we saw a Tejo on Pearl out the gate?
I would have a heart attack, I'm not gonna lie. That would take me so off guard for either of these teams that
चलो
didn't
पहले।
really commit to Teo. And is this what I think?
ओए हार्बर लिया है
We are
लेट्स गो
having live agent select right now. You're seeing the players pick their agent in real time, and this harbor really makes me worried.
Yeah, so importantly, PaperX look like they've all locked in. Heretics are not locked in.
अरे इनका पहले डिसाइड होता है लाइक अगर हार्बर ले रहे ये लोग हार्बर नहीं हार्बर नहीं लिया ओए मुझे लगा हार्बर ले गया हार्बर डेंजर है वो नहीं लेते
recent game playing this comp though with the Yoru Raze double dive options, which I do think can be very powerful.
I'm really curious to see how that plays out on
कोई
defense.
साइफर नहीं लेता
Obviously,
ये
they're
मैप पे
starting
साइफर
attacks, so
कुछ
we'll take a
काम
while
कर
to get to that point, but that is really interesting. I could see the Raze being really annoying in terms of disrupting like Sentinel setups, getting that nade or the satchel to break it, so then it allows your other duelists to go in an entry afterwards.
Yeah, and it's not just anyone's raise, it's the Ching
The
raise.
classic.
That is the Tekker's raise. But on the other side of this, Vut playing Breach is not something we see a lot. In fact, only 4 or 5 times in the past. But he has to kind of flex here, because Rien's fade is phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, the Rien's fade, you can't give up on that for sure, but I'm curious to see how this Breach plays up alongside with the nerfs, right? How it can combo those stuns with stuff like the Yoru.
Well, we have 18 titles here on the desk. I'm sure we're going to be adding a couple more as I throw this over Toronto to your casters, Uber
ये
and
कैसे
White.
आवाज थी? माइक ग्लिच हो गया क्या उनका?
Thank you very much, Insu. Great to be here in the 6 to kick off this Masters Toronto in the best way possible. It's two teams that take these tournaments at breakneck speed, but Wyatt, they've been cursed to stumble at the last hurdle in the past.
So many second place, third place finishes for these squads respectively. The tournament is going to begin here. They've met before in a group stage. That was a long time ago back at Madrid. And we haven't seen a whole lot of Paper Rex on the global stage since then. It's time for redemption to see if the train is going to keep on rolling.
Let's go.
Here we go, folks. Into the pistol. Heretic start on defense. Well, already we've got this play up through connector here. Gonna leave me the Prowler that tries to get him in. Wood on the breach this time around. A fault line comes out at a decent time.
Could be in a bit of trouble if there's a pop flash out of this, but no, it's going to be a pivot towards the spawn. The minimap is bizarre right now. Triple push from Team Heretics all the way through B, creeping into the spawn of the attackers.
It's going to defeat a lot of this KJ util placed in A main. PRX here able to push out from Link.
There's just no way that they're going to expect this retake to be coming from all of these angles. Benji Fishy biding his time right now, allowing the rest of the players to get in position.
They have to know they're on a clock though. Look at the lurk coming here from Boo. He'll be turning up from A main in time, but PRX want to push through. Flash in the direction. Flowers doesn't see anything. Briefly pinged out on the site. That haunt does give a lot of information now. PRX want to push ahead of this way, but look, caught in the grab well here. Devi's got to sit. And then Wood's going to take first contact with Device tucked in the corner. It's a 2-for-2. Forsaken buys his time. Opts to double back. There's no plant yet.
No, they've got enough time. They want to try to pivot to B, but these 1v1s being taken or awkward Forsaken. Lovely trade. Brings it to the 2 versus 2. And in the meantime, Patman had been making his way over towards this B side.
सबके HP उनके अस्त्र की लो है.
There's so many positions that these last 2 players could be tucked into, but they opt
So we do.
for the double halls. Play together.
Of course, Patman dubs
I
as the
think जीत
handler
जाएंगे.
of the PRX team. He's a tight leash on them. And deals with Mini Boo as he tries to approach from B long. It's on Boo. Now they know he's here. The Horde reveals his location.
करेंगे दोनों.
And the IGL now needs to make a play for Halls. He knows what the setup is, but he has to face it. Natty and Patman deals with him as PRX with the pistol.
That is the steady hands of the man who has just been a consistent element since joining this PRX team. Comes up in the first pistol round for his global debut. Pivotal 2K for Patman, wins that duel towards long. What a bizarre pistol to start off this game. The map being entirely flipped by both sides. But Paper Rex making that nice pivot with those 30 seconds or so remaining, getting over to get that plant on B.
Anticipation, the double back on A when she got taken low. But PRX have a clear call to hit that B side now. Let's see what they got for this anti-eco. It's a group up towards that B side. Note that the shear wall's been placed behind them.
This is looking just absolutely free for Paper Rex here. Team Heretics opt to go for this gamble stack towards the A site. They're not going to find a thing, and at that they've got all classics. But of course, when you're running this Yoru, you are going to always be prioritizing just farming up those orbs. The dimensional drift has just been one of the highest power ultimates in the meta this year.
Razorvine deployed in Halls. This is tough for Benji, and Jing explodes. It's an easy judge pickup. And now for the rest of Team Heretics.
Spike planted.
They're going to have to likely perish to the spike. Sorry, Sliggy, no Molly's here, mate.
Feels like running Raze on this map is unorthodox, doesn't do justice to the agent being played here. It is so uncommon. And that kind of play, that double satchel back into Halls, we're going to be seeing a lot of that from Jing, taking opening engagements, being set up to try and get in really deep with these satchels on attack.
एक fight मत दो यार.
Why with this Ghost, hoping to just pick off a couple players right now.
On a second guess, fault line. They're trying to catch him out. Some old orbs on the table here though for PRX. If Heretics get a little bit too close, Oriens will have his. And the rest of PRX have already gotten out of dodge. And that'll be that. 4 perish to the spike for Heretics. But now we're well and truly on the road. And this is a comp from PRX that we've seen them pick up very recently to good success.
भाई अब serious
kind of
round.
figuring out on the fly exactly how they're going to make the best use of this Raze mobility.
I mean, after watching
months of Teo on this map. Both teams have come out with very unique approaches. If these guys tried to do any prep for each other, that is out the window entirely. This is going to be who can call best on the fly, who can adapt the most, or are these just going to be two teams running it down on each other?
We might get that here.
Haymakers.
Look at the util set up for this A main fight. Miniboo fancies a little bit of it, but PRX is slower on the uptake. It's a smoke out on them, but they're going to try and follow this Raze util in. Miniboo has a swing. Something gets ahead of it. Rien's though able to follow up on the grab well, and now will take up this position of boxes. And that's starting stuff for Rien's. Just what the doctor ordered. Forsaken is out of the game, essentially. How do we break back in? On the breach.
In a situation like that, you're going to see this utility from the Team Heretic side be so powerful. Honestly, remarkable that something isn't even able to get that first blood. You're trapped in the grab well. There's a stun being thrown onto him as well. PaperX opt to go for a pretty loose call here. Just triple swinging through the smoke with multiple players there. They're lined up. Just doesn't work out.
Let's go. Nice work.
Not the bonus I think the PRX were looking for. Heretics really taking control of that A main position, and PRX might be tempted to test them again.
Placing swarm grenade.
Here we go. This is PaperX economy on the line in their first buy round. A lot of emphasis towards mid. It looks like they just want to go for a very quick A split, or at least threaten that to open things up. Here comes that double satchel. In the push. Can't be getting that.
Oh, there's more where that came from, Wyatt. Divides
भाई
everything with Benji.
इतना कैसे उड़ सकते हैं कोई?
You're trapped
जीन
if you're
इतना
Rien's in
कैसे
A
उड़ रहा है?
main.
जीन
He's only good for the one. Miniboo needs
Raze
to try and
लेके
find a way
इतना
into the game, but he's at
पहली
risk
बार
of being
देखा है
crunched on
इतना
here as Forsaken.
बढ़ता है
Gets the spike down.
Forsaken
Clock
controller
is ticking for Miniboo, and eventually he'll be stuck out of position. It's on Boo. Stuck here for Flowers, and there's not a whole lot to be done.
And that's
पूरे चार बंदे आ
what you're going to expect from this PaperX team. Just mental double satchels in from Jing that you're never going to be prepared for. You're never scrimming against this. They are a one-of-one team, and Jing is a one-of-one Raze. Again, it's going to come down to these adaptations on the fly. Boo caught by something. PaperX in danger of being on an eco if they lost that round, but taking it in convincing fashion.
This is no way you're ready for this.
Yeah, no, I mean, having to make that adjustment. Look at him, he dodges the fault line as well. That movement is so smooth.
And again, we're seeing Heretics try and slow the game down with these nebulae, right? Smoke up and force PRX to flash through them. That's another situation where that attempt to stall for Heretics.
Forsaken मोटा हो गया काफी स्ट्रीम कम करते हैं ना इसलिए.
The first round, this is the first round we're
Team
going to have.
जो भी करता है ना उसके भाई हालत पतली हो जाती है.
Rien's has already put up 6 kills. Has gotten to that nightfall relatively early, so perhaps that could be the critical element of Team Heretics winning this buy round that does just have Boo on a bucky.
That was just really
Okay, उनको पता चल गया इधर दो बंदे तो ये पीछे
over towards connected because they pulled out after that Prowler was deployed over towards this B side.
And there was a Prowler reclear just then from Rien's towards Art, and now opting to double up control A main with Miniboo. PaperX though, they have just slowly pivoted over towards this B side. Here comes the full execute. So much utility for backhauls, but at the moment that Molly is going to keep Jing at bay. They know who has this bucky. They can just try to avoid him.
He clears the Razor Vine though, so there's an option for Boo to spring forth should he need to, but he's sat here with the bucky. It's an awkward line to be on. Patience for Boo. He's going to get shot up through the wall though. Benji can't hold mid, only finds his one. And now from Tower, Heretics have to make the play. God, that happened in light speed. PRX rack up another one. And this is two teams that are going to fight round after round to impose their will on each other. There's no backing down from here.
This PaperX team that has gone on the run to get here have maintained that lightning fast, exciting play, but it's just so much more regimented than when their stage 1 started, when they were going 0-3, when they looked down and out. That execute is fantastic, and I love that they are able to slow down the game, get into that little tight double peak jiggle to deal with the Bucky's backside. And even in that moment, something takes the fight, but he backs off. They just play safe, disciplined when they need to now. That's fully on display in a round like that, and it puts Team Heretics on an eco.
Heavy PRX pings towards back hole here. Looks like they're not going to waste too much time getting up onto this B side. Once again, C's thrown in. Jing disrespects the Razor Vine. Boo is absolutely not ready for that. He's wrapped around with the judge of this more where that came from, apparently. Jing is unchained. Cannot be stopped at this stage. The arsenal to slow them down meaningfully. Grabwell is going to be avoided by Rienzi. extricates himself, but now the boys are back. Flooding into the link.
Ruthless. Ruthless. Just taking the fight to the players with the Sheriffs. When you have Jing on your team, one of the greatest Raze players in the history of this game, just let him run wild. Build your plays around him. No one's running the Raze here, but they make it work. He is destructive when he's getting his pace into back halls.
How is Boo supposed to establish a foothold in halls against this Fade util, against the Vice?
पॉज ले लिया टेक पॉज नहीं टेक पॉज नहीं ये वो उनका कौन सा पॉज होता है अरे कौन सा पॉज होता है यार होता है एक पॉज होता है टाइम आउट होता है टाइम आउट
pivot off the site, absorb that initial utility that Paper Rex are throwing, which has been a tsunami wave, and then come back in with those ultimates after the fact.
So much of what we've seen from Paper Rex in this game has really broken your average conditioning on a map like this. You're not playing against the average Valorant team if you're Heretics, and now you really know it. 4 ultimates have been developed on the PRX side though, including that Showstopper and that Steel Garden. And so far it's been about a tease towards Art or Connector early in the round, and then wholesale PRX have pulled out towards that B side of the map. The one round where things went a little wrong for them was when they fight doggedly for that A main position, and Heretics have great util, right? A lot of that Astra util to slow up, to smoke up and force PRX to take a risky flash out and get gunned down.
Oh, listen, when this Paper X team run into the Team Heretics stack, they have fantastic utility to slow them down, win those engagements. Paper X have just been hitting a free site multiple rounds here. Now this round 7 is going to be pivotal to the outcome of this first half. 4 ultimates available for Paper Rex. Team Heretics the one, but close to a couple more with their economy on the line. Full investment.
Fault line off the rip. Jing here, expecting almost a push into Plaza by Heretics. It doesn't come. And now they're going to start to clear into Connector. Wood has given up this space. Play a more passive line. He doesn't see them cross. Showstopper pop. Jing is headed on the guts. Oh, he's headed over towards Art. Surely he doesn't wrap on this player. Benji's about to get real busy, folks, and he's dodged the rockets. However, Patman handles him. Once again, playing through these smokes, though. Boom slows the pace down, and the shots have been good enough to make it something in Forsaken verse 3.
Who's next? Wood is slowly flanking. Nebula drops, but the ultimate is ripped by something. Going to get all the information on this side, clearing out Secret. Just letting Forsaken know that he's safe to pivot towards this back area. They want to flip the map right now. Stuns coming through. Something feels like he's in so much danger. Gate crashes out to main. That's just going to separate these two Paper X players. It's going to come down to what's the cosmic divide.
This is going to at least give a safe pocket for something to get that plant. He gate crashed away from the fault line.
Oh, the timing for Forsaken. And Minibu just has to watch too many angles. He's so scared. He knows that's, Forsaken could be going for him.
You got 2 initiators up here for Heretics. Decent util for this retake, but the cosmic divide is a bit of an issue. Forsaken's going to anchor here behind this Nebula. Information though is kind of out of date about where Heretics could be coming from, but now a bit more of an inkling. Is he going to push this? Something hammers it there from A-Main, and Forsaken does his job. That is a 5-round lead already amassed by PRX.
That was the perfect swing timing from something in main. When the game gets chaotic, that is when Paper X thrive. Frankly, you could say the same for Team Heretics, but that's even more of Paper X's element than theirs. Rian's used that Nightfall, but to no avail. And you're just seeing Minibu placed in this uncomfortable situation. Has to watch a couple of different angles.
6-1.
Both brothers on the Heretic side have definitely looked overwhelmed in their position.
13
so
जा
far.
सकता है.
Satchel play for Jing. Well, you've got A-Main control, especially up against this half-pipe.
It's a cool way to take A-Main, that pop flash, double satchel, and they just want to continue this in. Teleport from something. Jing with a nade kill. Something beautiful. Lined up. Multiple headshots. Making light work of this eco.
And now Heretics, you've got the double Marshall play available to you. Riente's going to have a crack, see what he can find. Jing has no time for it though, and Minibu will get wrapped on. Oh no, don't do it! Oh no, humanity, something! This is a massive, you can't do that!
You can't do that in the first half of the opening game.
Oh, buddy. That is cold.
The
भाई ये
opener.
लोग गंदा मार रहे हैं यार उनको.
Oh, come on, man. That is a devious move from something. Inflicting 5,000 mental damage to Heretics early.
A 6-round lead wasn't already enough. Here's this heavy util play that forced Boo out of that position. Buddy, right between the shoulder blades. And it's all smiles for PRX right now, Wyatt. Rifles back in the hands of Heretics, though. A focus over towards his art and a main split potentially.
They want to act fast. Here comes that Nightfall, clears out sight, A main, not going to ping onto anybody.
Alarm bot triggered on art.
Oh, Team Heretics is going to try to fight this. You could have many, but try to pop flash out when Paper X get onto the site. Steel Garden going to be ripped, going to connect onto everyone.
Yeah, okay, we're going to have that one in play. Devi is going to make it very hard for Heretics to defend this properly. They're going to have to give it up potentially, but they're anchored in. Miniboo sees a bit off that dimensional drift, but PRX have actually syncopated the tempo here, and there's a drift over
इनके
the
पास
beam from the
skins होती है
defenders.
पर
This feels like a new Paper
like
X round right
20
now.
plus like 50
Slowing it
level
down.
ऐसे कुछ होती
They
है.
tap the plant. They want to bait
वो
this
आईडी पे
utility
कोई
out.
खेलता नहीं
It's
है.
about to get messy, folks. Strap in. There's the ping. The Horde sees 2. Jing with the spray. Boo is down in dugout. Something tries to emerge behind the flash, and Wood is caught with utility's hand. There is something.
God.
Closes the account. PRX show us another side to the coin. It's a pump fake, slow roll on A that teases Heretics out.
This is simply not the Paper X of old. You are watching a new team. Everything they do there, controlling the tempo, is just utterly fantastic.
Off
It is
your feet
perfect
कर रहा था
play.
यार बेचारा.
They slow things down, allow some of those
Multi-use
players from Team Heretics to leave after that Steel Garden was used. They tap the plant just to bait out that initiator utility. Then they get back in, post up, refight. It is picture perfect Valorant from this team.
All right, big breath here. Hearing from Heretics and press conferences and the like, they've said they're very aware of the sort of second place curse on them right now, but it's kind of not something they want to consider because of the road that still lies ahead of them here through our group stage. But they've said that they're not inexperienced kids anymore. You know what I mean? They feel like the issue more recently for them in that EMEA final where they got blown out by Fnatic was just the mental preparation.
फिर मुझे
In
इनका
general, I feel like
पीसी
they've got
के
the
स्पेक्स
experience to stay,
जानने
you know,
लाइक होता क्या है इनके
comfortable,
पीसी
confident
में
at this level.
और कितने FPS
How
में
they pick
खेलते
themselves
होंगे
out of this 7-round hole.
500 या
Both their timeouts
400
here.
500
It's
ऐसे ही
only
हो
round
सकता
10.
है ना.
Last year, Heretics,
मॉनिटर तो मिल
they were the
जाएगा.
team from EU that really shocked
250
the scene
or
in the
ऐसा कुछ.
offseason. Hopes weren't super high for
250
them,
or
and they come out
500.
swinging. They have a fantastic 2024 with just a crop of all of the upcoming talent. You have Mini Boo saying in that press conference yesterday, we're not the kids we were last year. They, like I said, they are mature now. They've got a mental coach added onto the team to try and get them over the finish line.
पूरा सेव राउंड
Maybe
है.
they should get off the starters block Wyatt first. Just the one round.
I mean, devastating for either of these teams who are favorites in the group stage to immediately go 0-1.
That game crash didn't go into halls for something. It's tucked in that corner. Benji not close enough to see it. So they're pulled out of halls entirely, have Heretics. And again, this is just mostly a Sheriff's round stinger for Miniboo, who hasn't gotten into the game in a meaningful way yet. Either Wyatt and PRX are swarming over B.
They just love this anti-eco B-slam with Jin getting into the halls with a judge. This time,
अगर 4 सेकंड मर गया
he's
तो
not trying to die to
आ
that
सकते हैं
again.
वो दोनों.
What can Heretics
और
dig up here?
पीछे देख.
Forsaken
Hey,
aware.
hey, hey.
He's already seen that Prowler, knows it's coming. Fault line. Thrown out here, no one to catch onto, or perhaps the vice behind him, but Forsaken is confident. The standout player on this PRX roster. And boy howdy, he's sharp as a tack, folks.
He had an unreal run with Paper X when they went on that, 5-game win streak. When the train began rolling in the playoffs to qualify, Forsaken was their most lethal player on any role that he had to be thrown on. Just the glue of this team.
You mean all of them, right?
Anything. I mean, yeah,
all of the
like
roles.
5 different regions in the lower final, going plus 34.
Get you someone who can do it all. This is going to be a huge amount of pressure. Heretics are feeling, at least those rifles are back, locked down to work with. Cosmic Divide at the ready for Boo.
Paper X playing a 2-2-1 right now, late in this half. slowing things down. They have been at their iconic lightning-fast pace, devastating executes into these sites. Here they're just waiting out to see if Team Heretics
Miniboo
want to
उठाएगा,
go
देखो,
for
एक
something more proactive with this breach that they've got.
आपने उठा
Miniboo is postured in A main right now. Here comes that dimensional drift, so he's going to get spotted. Miniboo is under a lot of pressure at the moment.
Just hoping to fight ahead of it. There might be a safe pocket for something here to just emerge in. Or call a cancel. Yep, these is it. That might be a little bit audacious, even for PRX. Miniboo tries to hold it off. Bangle Jing is just a little better. The guy is running roughshod over the defenders. And Benji's going to get caught on a timing, most likely. The Saikin just rips him a new one. And Boo again hands out wide, says, what do you want me to do?
Three players are spotted by the dimensional drift from something. He still gets out of it in secret. Three players, yeah, let's just hit the site with our four now. They really said, nah, I'd win. They do not slow the game down there. That's just crazy decision making.
Valorant esports में वो like ऐसा खेलता
है. The confidence for something to get out there is crazy.
Radiant lobby में Diamond का बंदा.
They are divided. They're losing 1v1s. Jing getting that crucial opening kill for the team to get into that site.
We are sleeping. Sleeping, says Nilzinho. The last time these two teams played, it was PRX that mathematically eliminated Heretics from Madrid last year. They said the emotions got the better of them. But now they're sleeping. Maybe they could use some of those. Jing pops himself up. It's the showstopper that's avoided for the most part. Just he already cloned their Renee main. So
10-1 चल रहा है. नहीं यार, मुझे नहीं लग रहा है ये जीत सकते हैं.
Does give some valuable information, even though it's unfortunate that that rocket was not able to get any value for the PaperX side. They had their eyes on mid, no pressure coming from Heretics there, so they're going to go back to this B pivot. So many rounds for them. They've had the ability to hit the site with just one player anchoring. Opportunity for Benji, but knows he certainly can't go for more. Just has to back off. He tries to anchor. He knows he's going to get overwhelmed by Yucho, but in fact, PaperX, they're just going to use two ultimates, that very safe Cosmic Divide to allow the free plants.
And they can fall back off this. We can go back to, though it's uncharacteristic, to the post-plant spam set up for PRX, but they're more likely to play ahead of it. Now, this is a wrinkle in the plan. The lockdown will allow Heretics to potentially filter in here, but something...
They got rid
of their lockdown, never mind. Something's happy to wait and bide his time here.
Patman going to double up with him as well. Something wants to get some early spam.
All this team not opening the side up enough. Miniboo's going to go for it. He's able to find two. And that's the best Heretics have looked this game, and it's not even close to enough.
The fundamentals are just fantastic. Patman getting back into holes to double up with something. Multiple players swinging through the Cosmic Divide. Just decimating Heretics on their re-entry.
Well, we're here for a good time, not a long time apparently, folks. That is a brutal first half for Heretics. We'll be back after a short break. Collect yourselves, and we'll return to this opening matchup of Masters Toronto.
भाई इन्होंने क्या टेक पॉज ले लिया क्या? अपडेट दिस ईयर ओ सही में एम्ब्लैब्स मैंने डिलीट कर दिया. ओए उन्होंने पॉज लिया. मैं खाना लेके आता हूँ, रुको.
I'll tell you what, we're going to come back from our half with our Coinbase Econ report about a measure of the bang for the buck that you get off your credits, and Forsaken is off the charts. 50 to 70 is a great Econ rating.
That is crazy from Forsaken, but yeah, that'll happen when you die twice and you never actually have to spend your money. Forsaken is on a tear, just continuing the form that he had that we mentioned previously, that run the Paper X have been on to get to this tournament, coming out of nowhere. He has just been their star no matter what role they've thrown him on.
Last time we saw PRX on this map, it was an overtime loss to RRQ in that lower final of Pacific. Something was with him, making some really odd decisions in the clutch situations, and Forsaken wasn't able to get them over the line, but here it's a different game plan, a different comp, and by God, it's a different outcome.
I did not expect this map to be in the pool. I certainly didn't expect one of these teams to pick into it. So that was very surprising as we got into this. But it's no surprise anymore. Paper X, they have been grinding this map before this tournament. And it is showing. This is some dominant, exceptional, and unique gameplay.
The words of Coach Nilzinho, Heretics have been sleeping for that first half. Hopefully, 11-1 rings to the tune of the alarm clock that gets them back in this game. Minibu's already gotten his way onto this A site now, tapped up a little bit, and PRX have not quite shown themselves yet. Something lurks amongst the shadows. That's a bloody good timing, at least for one. Devay, what a shot! Boo just runs into it.
Crouch kara.
Player advantage for PRX though.
That is a late swing, but a crucial kill from Wu. Benji, can he catch a timing? He would have to be the one for Heretics right now to save them, to get this pistol round, keep them in the game.
Looks good. Jing, however, reaching around the corner. It's a very low health Woot that's able to dispatch him. Now we've got a God's Honest 2 versus 2, and here's Forsaken, gets the spike loose. It's up to Benji. Prowler, play from behind it. Patman sees his quarry. Not quite ready to finish the job. 35 seconds left in the round. Patman holds his ground. A diabolical start to the second half for Team Heretics. It might already be over.
He's won both pistols for this team. Obviously, Heretics are going to have to come into this with a tragic force. Hope that they can look like G2 with some stingers, maybe. This is stunning from Paper X.
Finish off. Brimming. Forsaken is loving it.
Just doing the little things right. There's something with the confidence to push out of that smoke when Devay is being pressured. They fight together. The fundamentals are just so clean right now. What a joy this is to see Paper X in prime form.
Round number
White
14.
hot.
That could be the last of the game, but there is a stack on the B side. Patman, though, takes that one for the team. Forsaken finds his, and then PRX realizes action elsewhere. Jing's going to start filtering up through Connector. He may see the second wave here from Heretics Cross.
He's going to try to swing out, he will! Gets the first tap down, and double swing. Forsaken follows in on Minibu caught on the lurk. And it's the IGL, the big brother of the team.
In the unenviable position of having to salvage an impossible situation for his team. This would be one of the nastiest losses that Heretics have suffered in quite some time. Boo here's going to try and go to work with him, but Devay shuts the book on his first map. What a way to make a statement here in Toronto. Paper X are back.
Find me one person that printed a 13-1 on Pearl for Paper X. And if they did, time for the lottery. Time for the lottery. What a showing.
Unreal.
Stunning from Paper X. Absolutely stunning.
Just the casual 324 ACS for your boy Forsaken. Paper X looking hot off the starters blocks here in Toronto, but it's a full series that's got to be played. So stick around, folks. I hope you've got plenty of energy saved up for the rest of this series.
Guys, if they're your ulti, just like
run. Just run. Nice! Let's go! Let's go, boys! Nice one, bro.
Nice one, Pri. Ooh, yeah, ooh, yeah.
Ooh, ay, ooh, ay. Ooh, ay, ooh, ay.
Face your death, cause you play a roulette with each step I progress, no less. Go ahead and place your bets, cause we know where we at, we know we top tier. Cause all the hate that you bring, we know it stops here. I'm taking off like a rocket here and stopping here. It's strange how they cannot see the future, but see profit here. Wait up, we gon' I'ma do it again. Watch me win, then watch me do it again.
Hey.
Let me show you how the fuck stuff.
Oh man, I was just getting warmed up.
Spike defused.
Red Bull gives you wings.
दो मिनट का टाइम है ओके
I might be insane and I know I'm not a saint. I try to explain, still hanging by the chain. I can never be irrelevant, they know me by the name. They gon' wish that I never went back to my old ways. I might be insane, be insane, be insane, be insane, be insane. I might be insane and I know I'm not a saint. I try to explain, still hanging by the chain. I can never be irrelevant, they know me by the name.
PRX अब ओवर पावर है ठीक है और ओवर पावर की वजह से वो हार भी सकती है ये मैच लाइक ओवर कॉन्फिडेंस में आना चाहिए अगर लाइक वो अंधाधुन पुश करेंगे तो हो जाएगा
I might be insane and I know I'm not a saint. I try to explain, still hanging by the chain. I can never be irrelevant, they know me by the name. They gon' wish that I never went back to my old.
Hey guys, Jen Lee here with Coach Alex. Now Alex, what a great start. I mean 13-1. How on earth did you guys manage to pull that off?
I have no idea to be honest. I think everyone's just on fire, so we're very happy to be here. I'm very excited to play, and we're gonna make the most of it.
It seems like your Pearl is stronger compared to how it looked like in Pacific Stage 1. Was there anything that you didn't like about how, Pearl went?
No, I mean, I can't complain at all, yeah.
Impeccable, right? When it comes to Patman, seems like he's not nervous, It didn't look like it was his debut, and it seemed like he was enjoying it, so, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of think most rookies actually play very well on their first time, so it's pretty much more of the same.
And Icebox is going to look as strong as Pearl?
Sorry?
Icebox is going to look as strong as your Pearl?
I hope so.
Okay. Can't wait to see it. Thank you.
Thank you.
A happy Alex. I could get used to this.
Yeah, I mean, look, that one round, they need to clean up, figure that out, but everything else was looking good, no?
They are looking good. Almost too good, Mel. Maybe Heritage just didn't manage to get into the game.
Yeah, I mean, Paper Rex just had so much momentum. And I mean, he was talking about Patman, the rookie here on the stage, and it's like he won two very crucial 1v1s, and to bring that to the 13-1. So I'm very much impressed. I think we were all, kind of leaning towards Paper Rex here, but to expect that level of dominance, I mean, even Alex was like, wow, like, what is happening?
The train has truly arrived at this station, but it's time for our Verizon high-speed moment, and this one goes to Paper X's pistol round, the first pistol round.
They started started off beautifully here. It's pistol round, and already Paper X is just going to be working for this early mid space. And I think their calling was really highlighted throughout this round, and also some of the aggressive plays from Forsaken. Initially, they're just working over into this connector area, and they're playing this round out without any sort of wall coming in from their Vise. So right now, they're a little bit concerned as they run into very little resistance in mid. Okay, there could be a walk up B, there could be a walk up into A, but pretty soon they're going to hear this Killjoy turret on A and start realizing, hey, there could be players coming in around the side. So they call to move into this split pinch in towards A. And it's going to be interesting because they don't actually run into anyone playing up forward in A main. So this is about the time where Paper X have to decide, okay, do we just plant the spike and play the post plant? Do we turn around and fight these flankers? I think if you look at past iterations of Paper X, they'd be looking for the fights against those people coming in along the flank. But instead, this time, they try to hunt away the solo side anchor, find out where the Killjoy is. This fight over into back site, as soon as the smoke comes down, you've got a Yoru flash going into the ground that's going to flash out anyone playing back here. But they don't just stop there, right? Paper X keep walking forward because they know there's multiple players coming in either through Art or through A main. So they're going to keep fighting forward until they can find the Killjoy. This is where things get a little bit awkward. They leave this solo anchor back there in towards Secret. Devi's able to find one kill, and at the same time, Forsaken gets another kill in towards Flower. So they make the decision, actually, we see all those players on A, let's just sprint over towards the A site. Unfortunately, Jin gets a little ahead of the crew, so that actually encourages Forsaken to stick around, and he plays this very aggressive line, trades that kill out, and he was doing this consistently throughout the game. His Astra was so aggressive once they fell down into numbers. They end up pushing forward, going for these two players coming on the flank on the other side, but Patman and Forsaken play things beautifully to close out this round and get the ball rolling in what was a complete stomp.
And Mel, this is the definition of growth, right, when it comes to the way that Paper X are now playing compared to a couple years ago.
Yeah, like Ender was saying, old Paper X, they take those fights on the flood. New Paper X are like mid-rounding to a level like I haven't even seen a mid-round like that, especially on a pistol, ever. And that was insane. And also probably the most mid-rounding we saw of the entire map, actually.
Yeah, they were making so many decisions on the fly, right? Because that first fake spike tap, they're saying, okay, if we tap this, there could be like 4 people flooding out from Flower. As soon as they don't see that, they know that there's going to be a lot of players coming in on the flank.
Well, we've heard from Coach Alex. Let's hear from Coach Neilzinho ahead of map 2.
Hello, it's Jen with Coach Neilzinho. Now, Neilzinho, not an ideal start. What do you think happened?
I think it was honestly an embarrassing performance. Like we were behind them at every single step of the way. Individually, we were off. Macro-wise, wasn't great. We just couldn't get anything going. There was a couple of rounds that we were in it, but honestly, we were just completely outclassed. So we just need to wake up immensely for the next 2 maps, you know? Yeah, we need to bring our A game, and that was nowhere near it, so.
And earlier today, Boo mentioned the importance of having a stronger mentality and how it's something that you guys have been working on for years, right? So, and now would be the time to demonstrate that growth. How do you think the guys are doing? What did you tell the players to make sure that they could mentally reset?
I mean, this game, it just felt like we were so scared we were playing to not lose, basically, and we just were terrified to make a mistake. So, again, we've just given them complete freedom. They've been here before. We've turned around things fast before. We need to do it even quicker. So, yeah, we've got Ryan, our performance coach, with us as well. He's said a lot of good words, and it's just giving them confidence because they need to really believe how good they are. And right now, in that last performance, they didn't show it. But we've got 2 new maps now. We forgot about the last one. We got completely outplayed. It is what it is. We go next.
Right, thank you, and good luck.
Thank you.
And it is fortunate that the map we will be seeing next will be Icebox. This is where, Ender, we expect a different performance from Heretics.
They've got to, right? And the player I am looking at is Miniboo, because that map 1 was quiet on the Yoru, but on Icebox, bro is like the only guy that is playing Neon, and he is so clean on it. I love seeing what he can play. I am a big believer that this team rides or dies by Miniboo's individual performance, and he has to show up.
Would you like to see them stick with the comp that they ran, you know, through stage 1, which we're about to see here?
I think so, personally, considering they've had a lot of success with it, and we did just see them play Pearl with changing their comp, going into the more double innie, and it was not convincing in the slightest, right? And I'm really excited to see, yep, and there is the Neon. I think Icebox is a map that really requires a lot of mechanical skill and confidence, considering how many fights you have to take, and there isn't a lot of util to supplement those fights. And on Neon, this is his moment. This is the time for him to stand up and show up and be the leader for his team mechanically in the stats and just go on pop off on Paper Rex.
And I think it worked for them too, having double initiator, Sova and Gecko to find more forward fights as well. Fight through Viper walls, fight through smokes, take control over backside, fight towards Snowman on B. You have to get active versus Paper Rex, I think, because their util combos honestly were looking so good.
And I think a big part of this too is the fact that Team Heretics is starting on attack this time as opposed to defense. And they can set the pace, they can get in their face, and that's something they didn't have the virtue of having in the last map.
Well, they wanted this rematch. They got to turn up on this stage. Otherwise, Uber and Wyatt, Paper Rex are going to walk away with a clean 2-0.
We expected a banger of a match. I think a quick 2-0 definitely wouldn't have been on our bingo card today, Yinsu, but what we got served up in that first map, hearing it from Milzinho, was not good enough from Heretics. Against a team like Paper Rex, you cannot afford to start slow in a match like this.
For this game, Benji Fishy had said he wants to play against Paper Rex, and
he got his wish.
He got his wish. He might be regretting that, but we are heading to a map pick where Heretics have looked really good with this Neon.
Look at this push up already from PRX on the defense side. They absolutely want to brawl. Heretics, though, have to be ready for it. But how? How do you stand against this avalanche of defenders? Wood is going to limp away from that early encounter. Here's one shot. Has to cross the mid that Devi has on lock.
Yeah, doubled up even with something, and Devi had been patiently waiting on that angle anyhow. Nice little 10-second round coming through to open this game. Paper Rex yet to lose a pistol. Heretics yet to gain an ounce of momentum.
And encounters like this early in the round are just going to stretch your cohesion in these firefights to the very limit.
What we saw there, frankly, is classic Paper Rex on this map. They play standard stuff, but they play defense in a far more proactive way than most of the teams in the current meta. Most teams play a lot of safe positions, then go for retakes. They are constantly doing 4-man, 3-man pushes down, A main, down B main. Heretics are going to need to be very concerned with that.
Inching now over towards the speed side of the map. And see something back up here to bolster this B presence. Standard Viper wall here from Heretics, and definitely indicates they intend to head this way momentarily. Looks like already the Dizzy is trying to scout the way. Unique Neon composition. It's going to be tough to find a foothold though, as something takes his and then gets off the line.
Fair amount of damage done though. Now it's something with the rifle. May want to toss that over to Forsaken or Devi if they can actually meet up, and it looks like that's going to be the case. The much healthier full armored Devi will take control of that Vandal. This Team Heretics want to pivot back towards mid with this Neon. They like to go for a lot of B splits, a lot of fast-paced action.
Devi here from multiple angles can operate here, can play off the turret, take contact as they try and push up into kitchen. Here's something, says, I'll have my rifle back, thank you. And there it is. Another quick round as PRX don't give an inch.
Maintain all the rifles, just lose one of the pistols, basically as good as it gets. Heretics invested nothing so they can get the absolute max here. The one round they did actually win on Pearl was an anti-bonus.
There's pretty risky stuff from something there, but par for the course. Paper Rex fans will be very familiar with that.
Let's go, let's go, let's go!
Now, of course, buy up here for PRX. Heretics, rather. Forsaken has a Bucky.
Paper Rex have 3 players B main. Time to walk right at the attacking team, as they always do. Heretics, they're patient, they're waiting, but they're losing the duels. Great trade from Rienz, though.
Little one-way, something tries to put together on a dime, but Rienz is a little bit quicker. Now we'll remove the presence from mid. As Forsaken starts to take advantage with his spaces given up. There will be a turret to spot him out. Patman with the Bulldog. Stacked up here alongside Jing. Does the bite match the bark for PRX on his B side?
Now when Miniboot is alive, they love to go for like a bolt in tandem with a recon to take back Yellow, but without him it's going to be much tougher. Patman wants to fight this, but the Dizzy connects late.
Macing's not there. Jing actually got off that live, but High Wingman, he needs to get ahead of it though. The Span's coming in through the smoke. Still, PRX cut down to 2. Here's Forsaken with the Bucky.
Last player standing.
It's all going to be on Devi now. Benji and Woot armed to the teeth, but no plant just yet. And no wingman to get it done for free.
They want to slow this down.
30
catch
seconds
Divide.
left.
He's pushing, but he's patient. He's speaking out, and wow, he gets another. Heretics, they convert the anti-bonus as they did on Pearl, but they escape with only one gun. That is devastating for their economy.
Although the spacing looks better, trading into that B side of the map, they sustain heavy casualties to do so. But perhaps they're starting to get a feel for that up-tempo style the PRX are trying to throw at them defensively.
You could see that they were waiting. Miniboo was just chilling on that angle, but didn't win the duel. Now, Chrissy called it out on the desk that Miniboo does need to step up. He has given so much util on this map to thrive when they're on attack. He needs to come to life.
Something he already wants to assert himself today as the Owl drone starts to make a foray on the B side of the map. It's like Patman wants to play safe for the time being. It's something with an outlaw this round.
Posts up on that deep A line. Wants to go even further off the drone that Forsaken is sent for him. Does actually spot out Boo.
One way will be refreshed. Give Patman the edge, but it's going to be a dizzy on out. Patman already on the spray. He got his. Heretics slowed up somewhat on their way over towards this B side of the map, but now that Viper Wall is something they can play from behind. Nano Swarm's triggered.
Cover. That was a great way to fight that from Team Heretics. Multiple players jumping out to face together off of that dizzy when the crosshair would be thrown to break it by a defender. Something now posted up at mid. You can see Paper Rex on the rotates, getting towards this B side. Will Benji catch the timing?
He's got a player though coming from his left. He might not be ready for the two push. And there it is. Once again, PRX give as good as they get.
Rifle upgrade for Divine now as well. Woot solo. These shock darts have done tremendous damage. It's going to force out the Thrash. Can it actually get a connection? And even if it does, can anyone get a kill off of it? No.
Decent ping though on the side of PRX, but here is Forsaken with the Odin. Jing wants to try and push up. Wood is very, very low, but there's still a spike to defend now. Heretics just going to try and hang on here. Hold on against this relentless onslaught, but Divine racks on yellow. And Wood just has nowhere to go.
Paper Rex on this map are just so oppressive. They're taking so much forward space, and they're so happy to make fast, bold defensive pivots off of that information to stack proper sites. This was a great moment for Team Heretics that we highlighted, but from there you just have Forsaken coming back in with the very rare Icebox Odin.
One enemy remaining.
Heretics at least tried to manipulate the pace, or at least dictate it to some degree, but Paper Rex are always asking for more, always trying to assume some of that real estate, that mid push that catches Benji out. Eventually, Forsaken steps up on yellow. Heretics are going to be on the clock every single attack side round.
And here we go, 3 players ready to fight from Paper Rex towards A, and they find another first blood.
And it's Miniboo down at the start of the round again. Wyatt. Something, he's on the line, able to get back, and he knows there's more where that came from, the shorty. God, he's thirsty for it.
Spike
It is up to Boo, as it often is. Again, this will be PRX with another stunning start to the game. This, by the way, is a team, PRX, that has an 83% attack side win rate on Icebox. So God forbid we get to that part of the map and they're ahead.
Now, even at this juncture in the game, they've beaten Team Heretics to getting multiple ultimates. The one that Heretics did have, that Thrash, had already been used by Woot to try and convert that pivotal gun round. It was unfortunately lost for them. The economy for Paper Rex is getting out of control, and Heretics, they have opted to go for another early timeout here. You certainly can't blame them. Neil needs to get these guys' heads back in the game. I mean, back in for the first time.
You know, some players, they talk about how things slow down when they get into the server, right? Feels like you're walking through molasses, time slows. I feel like against Paper Rex, it's the opposite. These guys set those phases to warp feed and make it very, very hard to stand on even footing at this pace of play. And Heretics have been that kind of team that have wanted to dictate said pace, right? They play Neon on this map, for God's sake. They want to make these fast rotates, take that mid control, be the ones that forces you to be reactive, but they have never, in this series so far, been in that position.
When they've gotten dominant wins in their run in EU, it has come from being relentless with that pace, by disrupting the defenders with the Neon. But you can see that they've gone into this with play as they intend because they know that Paper Rex are just going to be sending it at them on defense. So they're not getting off to those fast, aggressive starts that they want to. They're not able to claim that space early. Forced to use a lot of utility to try to re-clear late, and most of these rounds, they're just losing the opening duels. Neil said on map 1, but they did not bring their A game. In fact, they were nowhere near it. Only 2 rounds to their name at this point across this series.
Okay, now no turret to play off of in kitchen. Nice little lineup. And already those one-ways being set up. Will allow Patman occasionally to swing on them. And he hears DC come out, so he knows there's the pitter-patter, a little Heretics footsteps on his B side of the map. Devi's been drawn over in that direction to assist. Benji, the curry spot, okay. Not too shabby, my friend. Holds it down admirably. That is definitely going to throw a wrench in the works for PRX, and now that lockdown will allow Devi to at least get some space. And Rien's is waiting for him.
Caught by the players who were able to just get out of that lockdown circle. Play in the corner. Credit to Benji Fishing. He just wins it out straight up. 2 for 1. And then Patman was trying to anchor back yellow, but that's a position that you really can't be in alone against Team Heretics.
Jing has got very little to see. Yeah, likely just to try and walk away from this one with cover going out. Weapon intact, even though there's enough currency here for PRX to continue to take some risks and try and keep a lid on the economy. Jing does not like his chances.
That anti-eco flawless they had earlier has put them in an excellent economic position. But like you said, might as well just save, keep the cash rolling for PaperX even in this round loss. I think Patman is realized on this one that trying to anchor back yellow solo against the way the Team Heretics like to fight towards B is not going to be the right choice. They send too much util back there. It's tough to deal with the Neon.
Benji's ready for this inevitable mid-push, and I think Devi does not account for the pocket that's left in the corner of that A side by the lockdown. He sort of doesn't check this at all.
My ult is ready.
I know.
Rien's,
I know. Guys, we're double the rounds from last map.
It's a positive.
Guys got a quick map.
They'll take it. They'll take it. I mean, for a team like Heretics, who are just filled with talented, mechanical shooters, that's the first time any of them have really gotten a highlight-worthy play. Credit to Benji.
Hunter's Fury now from Rien's. Speculative. Doesn't yield any information whatsoever. They are aware, of course, that the Odin is in attendance today.
And those would be positions that PaperX would typically love to just play into, but it's actually towards B where they've gone full aggro. Something posted up close with Patman, and that's allowing the rest of their squad to be pretty steadfast towards this A site. Odin is going to be obnoxious to deal with.
But no one was watching pipes at the time. Mistaken actually gets back.
This could get dangerous, but now that the lockdown is used, that Hunter's Fury is going to need to be expended to break it, unless they just intend on getting out of here, which is going to be the case.
Oh, the Shocky does not hit. Well, that lockdown will be intact. And now Heretics able to make use of that to get entrenched here at this A side.
Okay, खाना हो गया मेरा, आपका हो गया क्या? Chat, मेरी chat.
Here comes the Hunter's Fury, belated as it
Oye,
is.
Harry,
Jing going to work with him. He's gotten in there under rafters. Something at a time. They're going to get it. It's Benji that answers that late round lurk. Wu deals with Forsaken. Jing gets his tap. He was already able to find these first 2 kills. But to expect him to make it 5, even for him, might be a little bit too much. Wu with the shoulder pick, shot through the knee, still an adventurer though.
नहीं निकलेगा ये round अभी.
Boo and Benji happy just to stay entrenched. A hard fought round here for Heretics, and finally,
ओए 4-3 हो गया. Danger kill रहा
the brakes on.
Wu beginning to hit some shots. I'm going to need to see that Benji one on the replay from his point of view, please. That looked ridiculous. Something on the updraft, the blade storm just plucked out of the air. All right, Heretics heating up a little bit individually. That's crazy. That is a mental shot from Benji, who is starting to hit.
Still cranking 90. Good to see.
भाई वन टैप क्या डेंजर मारती ये सीखने के लिए इधर ट्यूशन लगानी है अगर ये सीखना है तो मुझे एम लैब्स या ज़्यादा खेलना
towards this A side, getting all of the space, collecting that orb, and then they post someone up and immediately go stack the other side. This is the name of the game for them on this map.
Once again, though, it's just going to be Divide B for now. Haven't one away from that Viper's pit.
1v1 मत हो यार. Pick करना है तो एक साथ.
Batman trying to trade this, he does, but Benji gets out of the way. Oh, this is stunning stuff. Benji.
भाई बेंजी मार रहा है काफी.
3? Caught by the paranoia, forced to give him some ground, but now the youngster has some wind in his sails.
Spike down B.
Right, Wingman is going to be thwarted in his plant attempt, but the Thrash is going to go ahead now to pave the way. Surely, Jinx
अरे यार पकड़ लिया जी.
He's got Divine to watch him. Relay bomb comes in, a mini boom with the slide across. Heretics finally turning up to play.
4-4 कर लिया.
Throwing hands without his gun, I guess.
Lock in हो गए ये बंदे.
Why not? All right, Benji's heating up. It looks like he's playing an aim trainer. Just has gosh, from all different angles swinging onto him. That awareness to catch the second that was coming out of A was so nice. And that is a read on a typical Paper Rex play. Knows that when they're making that full rotate, there's going to be someone that's pushed up in A main.
4-2 is Heretics' Icebox record. The only losses to Fnatic. In fact, 5 out of 7.
Take pause ले लिया. No, take pause नहीं. Time out कहते हैं इसे. भाई स्टेडियम में काफी लोग आए देखो.
In EU on this run, they look like world beaters, but Fnatic have just had their number. They've been able to really counter the way that they're playing. Paper Rex, early on they were countering it, but in a totally different way than how Fnatic actually opted to.
Very proud to debut our new reinforced tungsten carbide 1088 steel tables just for this occasion. I tried to elbow drop wide into it. It held. So good luck, Alex, breaking this one.
I hit a moonsault on Van Silly. He didn't even go through it.
Hit a wall to Jericho. Nothing. And again, first time in this whole series that Paper Rex have been put in a position to have to call this timeout. They've been struggling a little bit to hold on to B. Even though they're refreshing that one way over the containers, still being overwhelmed.
How will Paper Rex adjust out of this?
Icebox के ये साइड में कभी गया नहीं
To the extent that they can at least get a hero rifle.
एक साल हो गया. एक साल के ऊपर.
Playing very well.
अभी तक मैं नहीं एक साल ही हुआ ना. हाँ हाँ एक साल ही हुआ.
Back on Pearl, but this is one of the maps where
अभी तक गया नहीं हूँ मैं.
He's not playing Rex. It's just not what they like to do. They just love this very standard comp.
Neon and Viper all day.
Benji so far has been feasting, playing that mid. Where so many of those kills have originated from. PRX just not respecting Heretics there. I think they've now been forced to bend the knee somewhat.
With this Viper's pit down, that's a fairly big commitment here. You do have Patman with that close range stinger to try and find an opener, shut down and execute if it comes in, and you're just expecting from Team Heretics at some point, if they intend on getting into this pit, which certainly looks like they're going to do, you're waiting for Riens to use this Owl drone, clear things out.
Take flight. Jing with the hero rifle will watch the mid pivot, but yep, there's going to be action over here towards the pit.
Patman cute, but not good enough.
Tries to outfox the Owl drone.
I respect it. I respect the attempt.
Tabai gets up on that line pretty quick. Miniboo, who's been quiet in this series,
Baapre.
well. Just needs to be a bit of a nuisance. Remains at large here over the site. Snakebite's going to make it hard to play in from upper rafters. This is good looks. The hero rifle is still in play. Jing might try and wager it for something here. We'll take a pretty prescribed location, one that's going to be watched for at the back of the site. Heretics have seen enough. It's up to Jing here to step up, get himself some value off this round potentially, but once more, he will be sorely outgunned, outnumbered. And outdone
Benji, भाई lock in है Benji तो काफी मार
here for Team Heretics. Finally.
Benji Fishy ये पहले Fortnite खेलता था. Fortnite में चला नहीं वो. तो अब Valorant खेलता है.
Batman trying to time that. Hey, I'm not mad at it. He's got the stinger, on an eco round. Go for it. But he is caught out. And you can just see from Miniboo's point of view there, hitting this A site, how many options he has playing the Neon, getting into so many unexpected, unorthodox positions there can be incredibly effective.
So something's taken up the op now.
And that is the adjustment that was certainly called on that timeout from the prior round. Wants to post up towards mid, doubled up with Jing. A bit of protection for him.
Turret just got cleared. Looks like the go signal there for Heretics on the B side.
Mid पे अभी भी कोई नहीं है.
Indulged in a surge forward here at B.
And their main intention really was to get that orb, get the lockdown. Recon is sent in to clear out back yellow from Riens. Fast lane, pretending, hey, we are getting that position back, Yellow. Shocks as well, and now we're going to slowly pivot back. The spike has just been over there with Woot on A the entire time, but this is the danger. Something has been waiting for this cross.
On a very tight line. He's going to see one. That's Rian's trying to cross, dealt with. Something wants to repost the line, but very quickly, Heretics all got across to A. And he's going to know that in a couple of seconds.
Paper they're already rotating off this B site. They have Patman and Deep Yellow, and the other two players are making their way to A with some haste. And they try to flood in. They might. Nah, not with that lockdown, though. Certainly going to be kept at bay.
I don't think PRX have the mechanism with which to remove that, so they're going to have to respect and pull off the site. That early rotate now kind of nullified. We're going to get a plant down. Heretics look to dig in here and anchor.
And it looks like they want to come right back in. Recon, Paranoia, here come Paper Rex.
Heretics Viper's Pit now to play with Woot.
ये निकल सकता है.
Safely within the poison
Around
walls.
निकल सकता.
If Forsaken sees this easy come his way, happy to spam through. Eventually PRX are going to have to commit. Woot has been dealt with. The Viper though, spawning the pit still at large. Jing wants to get past this now, spam in Boo's direction. Mini Boo though dealt with. Batman is in here, sees the Viper, and there it is. The wall comes down, as does the curtain of Heretics in this round. Boo with a parting gift, but that's all that Heretics can muster.
Overwhelmed by the numbers, no real positions, deep sight. Paper Rex are just able to get right back in for free and overwhelm everyone in that pit. It's somebody getting that opening kill, and then Spam connects on to Woot. Cooked from there.
You see how much PRX invest in getting that midline held. They send Jing with something. And then whichever way you slice it, whichever way they rotate, something is going to see someone.
4-second vandal, sorry, 4-second operator और opposite में है river operator. कौन सी अच्छी है इसमें से? Skin तो दोनों बढ़िया है. चलाना वाला चाहिए वैसा.
Keep the game slowed down.
Benji here to very passive lane. He's just watching for the tube push down. That's not the plan for PRX this round, apparently. Once again, that's the one-way being set up by Jing for the sake of Patman, the solo B player right now.
Deploying drone. Orb taken by Forsaken into the deep drone on A. We have read this story before.
देख लिया.
PRX. Just some of their players more towards that B side. Patman feels the need to retreat, at least temporarily. Recon for back Yellow yet again. Here comes that Dizzy. Team Heretics making their way in, claiming this space.
At some point they had to disrespect the one-way. They had to get moving. So Heretics now have that yellow control. Benji's still waiting for mid. He might not get anything with that up here.
Team Heretics, they do need to wait for this wall to come back up. Oh my god, Paper Rex, they just want to go in off the Paranoia with a recon.
Looking for their own timing, marching to the beat of their own drum, but Woot, what a stunning mosh pit there to shut them down. Devising a
3v2.
Benji's not in a hurry to get involved.
3v2
Heretics have done well to trade up on this B side. This has drawn something in Forsaken across the map. We're going to have an advantage attack side post plant.
This is looking highly awkward towards mid. Forsaken left on an island towards B, just wants to slowly maneuver forward.
Correction.
Get this kill. What a snappy shot!
Now
2v2
have to deal with Woot, tucked in corner by Yellow. Doesn't want to give himself up by Forsaken. Don't even think
अरे
about
यार इसने ये
Here comes the Thrash. Something knows he now needs to gain some altitude, but finally Benji is rewarded for his patience in the
5-4 second
round.
ने गलती कर दी उधर.
That lurking operator comes in at the very end. The final hour. That was interesting from Paper Rex that they go for this pre-flight attempt before there's any effort to actually get the spike down. Wingman wasn't planting. It wasn't really a push forward. They just tried to catch raw timing. It does not work
4
out.
second ने अगर knife नहीं निकालता ना
We're finally seeing
Yeah, I guess
the Alex that we know.
The question is, like, what is the cue that PRX are playing off of there? If they're just trying to manufacture a timing of their own, it doesn't work out because Woot has a really nice mosh pit.
Now here's some pace from Team Heretics, getting at Neon back Yellow quickly. They know Patman could be in this Poison Cloud, so some shocks going in there, but they don't actually connect any damage, but forced to retreat.
Definitely a bigger commitment to the B side by PRX in this round. Hunter's Fury, lockdown, both available here in the last round of the half for the defenders. So behind the Viper's pit, here come Heretics. They are really looking to take some snowman space potentially here. Wyatt,
They just do it again!
Timing doesn't pay off once more. Hunter's Fury now for Forsaken. Gets a tap on Benji. Still no plant yet.
Right here. That Hunter's Fury just used a little bit late. Boo has gotten his way all the way into the A site, and there's more than enough time for Team Heretics to make this pivot. Yeah, if Forsaken can catch a couple in mid, though.
Is he too far forward? Wood, I like the high-low setup. That's brilliant. Heretics always aware.
मिल गया पूरा
side.
साइड.
From the defenders, we've seen it
Shit, मुझे भी लग गया इधर.
That is a great double face there.
पूरा साइड मिल गया अब.
Right now, the little things are beginning to come together for Team Heretics, and we're finally seeing a Paper Rex who were utterly dominant.
5-6, अब 5-7 हो
with some of their timings. Again, they refight into B before there's any attempt to get the spike down. That Hunter's Fury comes a little bit late, and Heretics just have their crosshairs placed on all of the angles that they could be pushing out from.
Oi!
Devi's giving himself away. No reason not to fully commit to this one, but there's Boo. Takes him out. 7-5 half for Heretics.
And as you mentioned, Heretics have or rather, Paper Rex have a, 80+% win rate on attack Icebox. So, despite the 7-5, they are not out of the woods yet.
Close half. Finally, some light from Heretics. Stick around. We'll get a quick break, and we'll be back with more Icebox.
अब वो हो गया यार, उनका टाइम खत्म हो गया अब यार.
That everyone gets a free phone on any plan, pain free. Count me in. Try and beat it. I'll give you a sec.
टाइम आउट ले लिया. हा हा हा. पहले मैप में एकदम तगड़ा खेला है. दूसरे मैप में अगर PRX को अगर जीतना है तो लाइक स्कोर आई थिंक 13-11 जा सकता है. टीम हेरेटिक 11 एंड PRX 13. पर उसका उल्टा भी हो सकता है अगर इन्होंने ऐसे ही खेला तो. पानी क्यों पी रहे एक साथ ही. इनको कुछ तो भी पिया है. नॉर्थ पिया है. चैट अटक रहे यार मेरे इधर. Two people are watching.
Between this Icebox map and the Pearl one that we started on. Much better showing here for Heretics. A rockier start, but they really start to string rounds together. Round 6 onwards, they win 6 out of the preceding 7 rounds. Put themselves in a very reasonable position here. They have a choice.
Finally able to find a moment where they're actually in the lead in this series. Benji Fishy leading the way as far as the econ report goes. Something in dire straits was investing into that operator, but wasn't extracting the most value from it. Had that one good round where he was able to catch a kill on the cross, but after that, for the most part, was being avoided. Team Heretics did a great job countering the play of Paper Rex that was working for them within those first 5 rounds, but then eventually fell off. Things began to get very disjointed on their refights. Heretics are looking good. Benji was absolutely the hero for them in that half. Started getting those highlights, and then that inspires confidence in the rest of your team as well when you see someone starting to hit like that.
15-6 after 12 rounds. Honestly, almost a mirror image of Forsaken's performance in the first half of Pearl. Very strong showing, and it was Benji's stalwart performance in mid that really held PRX at bay. But PRX on the attack side of this map, really, really strong. 83% win rate through Pacific Stage 1. Lossless on this map.
We've seen when Heretics have had success on Icebox too. It's actually typically, as far as the scoreboard, Benji Fishy and Woot that are putting up the big numbers as Minibu draws a lot of that attention on the Neon. This is fast right now from Paper Rex, collecting 2.
दो मार दिए Paper Rex.
This mid thrust here from Heretics might have fumbled.
इसके कितना नजदीक है वो.
Hips in the night. Yet to leave poor, but eventually someone's going to raise ankle. Gives himself away. Jing wins it out. A nil-footed encounter for Heretics, and it's up to Boo again. Boy howdy, what a mountain he has to climb. Spike, of course, already planted. This is what you ask for PRX fans. Getting off to a good start with a pistol win.
Side switch हो गई.
they've had are good starts. They've won every single pistol. If Team Heretics could win this map without either pistol round win, that would be a
भाई वो मन कैसे
tremendous
निकल
feat
गया
for
यार
them.
उधर से?
And they've shrunk, of course, the lead to a singular round. And once again, it's a short round, Wyatt. This early engagement here in mid. Jinx sees action over on the B side, gets involved there, then whips around.
Ah,
This is that's an all-timer.
They know someone is there.
इतना danger cross हुआ है.
Forward.
His body blocked.
Hold up.
Let's go, boys! Woo! Our pistol got
All right. Paper X are just too good on these pistol rounds. It's going to be Miniboo investing actually into the Marshall for Heretics on that deep angle from Yellow over towards B. Pretty standard there with the shock and the molly to deny that early access to the orb from the defending team.
Benji is absolutely playing the most important position on the map. Just as we saw from something in the previous half. Unsurprisingly, Patman's moved up. Miniboo punished though on that little swing. They tried to set him up with a Marshall, but he will be ruined. Run over there, given no space in Yellow whatsoever. And Boo now is about to feel the net close in.
काफी danger timing.
What was that? Okay. Up on the ledge he goes. Proud as a peacock, but Rienz is able to find his brace of two. Once again, though, it's a heavily disadvantaged situation.
Ahead.
Rienz desperately trying to avert an even game here. Likely has too much on his plate. Devaya will silence
Nice, Siko.
Fair enough, bringing the three most important rifles into the next
6-6 हो गया
round.
ना अब.
Casual
7-7.
plan as well, so
Yeah,
Paper X
6-7.
will be more than happy with that. Team Heretics have done a nice job on these anti-bonus rounds. That has kept them in the game here. Otherwise, things would have really spiraled out of control early. Some nice shots from Rienz, who is just
Okay, 7-7 score.
consistent presence for Heretics. For me, really just has all of the aspects of the game on lock. He can really do it all.
Like the Heretics team have said, we are not kids anymore. We're not rookies. There's no excuse for us to drop these important matches, and they've recovered well here on Icebox, but there might be an inflection point lying here in this round as both sides have rifles. It's a very healthy bonus for PRX.
Taking the time at the moment, something has been allowed to take all the space and be made. Oh no, that is disastrous. Boo just done this.
Boo यार, Boo है वो सही में.
Last time it was Miniboo got caught out at the
बेचारा.
end. This time, Boo has just got a little bit too close to the sun.
Bomb grenade out.
Bear in mind, this is Team Heretics with absolutely nothing left in the bank. This is must win at the moment, Patman. This fight is so awkward.
ओए मार
That's as
दिया.
messy as it gets.
The late paranoia comes in, but Patman definitely supported in that engagement. Something eventually that was put to bed on the B side of the map, and this has precipitated a pivot. Now with mid control, PRX can go towards A and not worry about getting caught, but it's a pump fake.
What a timing for Patman to catch, and they have Forsaken playing towards A again. They could really pivot anywhere here. It's just, we're playing TDM, who wins that out.
Patman the Viper.
This is a mental
The
realm.
stabilizing element of PRX, by the way, is just taking duels across the map. And he has opened it right on up for PRX.
Backstep आ सकता है ना?
Second fiddle now and try and
Backstep
make use
है,
of mobility
KJ है,
across the map.
KJ है.
Wood is already set up in Crow's Nest though.
पर KJ ने ऊपर लगाया है.
Pressure a defuse, force some people to swing out. Maybe that's a way in. Find a pick.
Small gap in that smoke. Will be challenged. Wood has to drop down, and the spacing isn't
आगे
quite
निकल
there
गए.
apparently. Miniboo steps out, only to be riddled with Vandal shots.
Paper Rex are just so ready to swing together at any audio cue. Boo so frustrated in this moment, not expecting that anyone can be pushed up that close. Something got all that for free.
Oh man, that was... I mean, Benji's been credited with some very sharp moments, even on this map. Look at him shut down something as he wrapped over towards belts that many rounds ago.
Team Heretics bringing in 5 sheriffs, 5 regen armors. Obviously, they have the shooters to pull off a round like this.
Miniboo forced off pipes there.
ऐसे एंट्री ले सकते हैं हम, है ना? अरे मैं ऐसा खेलता हूँ तो फिर वो लोग विजिटी नहीं देखते ना, उनका वैसा दिमाग नहीं चलता है जैसे मेरा चलता है गेम में, इसलिए उनका तो दिमाग नहीं चलता है, मेरा चलता है, और मेरे अकेले चलने का कुछ फायदा नहीं होता है, इसलिए मेरा माइंड फक
होता है। And he doubles down. Oh,
he's susceptible to just one shot from it, but he's able to get out of the way. But again,
ओए मार दिया,
he's too smart, too aware.
Yeah, with the fury of Olympia now, Novi has to recover the spike and put this
काफी
together.
टाइम में
Both
घूम
his opponents,
सकता है ये पूरा.
half armor and sheriffs. He has a vandal to his name.
And he has to fear a potential flank because he was out of range from the turret that was placed. Wants to double back now. 30 seconds to play with. Does he just try to clear this out, get back to A? Does he try to gun it to B? Yeah, he wants to leave. He wants to leave. He's hoping that in this situation, Team Heretics would just leave
निकल
the two
सकता
on
है.
A and then go for that advantage, retake over towards.
अरे अल्ट मार सकता था ये, लाइक और बुटाओ, एक को मारो और अल्ट करो, पर इसकी है काफी.
Has a turret to play contact off potentially. Does he have the time to set it up? Yes. Not too bad to have this Sentinel utility.
इनके पास गन नहीं है.
Such an important clutch.
Look at Divine. He still has to be weary about this.
Sheriff
because Rians is making his presence known forward.
Trying to get ahead of the Owl drone. Does he have a timing on Boo? Spots him out. Util in hand. Divine.
निकाल लिया भाई.
What a Red Bull clutch to keep PRX well and truly on the tracks.
Team Heretics know that round could have absolutely shifted the momentum, but it's a 4-round run for PRX now in this second half. Disaster for the European side. Forsaken comes up clutch with these 2 kills to get them back into the round.
Both Rians and Boo still pulling up their trousers, util in hand. Can't play off of each other at all. That is huge.
They feel like they didn't have the time to waste either to collect some of the rifles that were a little bit deeper on that A site. They go for it with the sheriffs. Might be regretting that decision at this point.
Jeez, the tension there between Weber and Nelzinho is palpable. So another timeout here. The last one available to Heretics on this map.
इसे बंद करते भाई, गॉड ऑफ वार लगा. ओए गॉड ऑफ वार खेलने वाले हम तन्मय, तो एक बार इसका होने दे. क्या कहते हैं, मेरी मतलब ये टीम को मैं देखना काफी पसंद करता हूँ क्योंकि मजा आता है यार. और मेरी चैट नहीं देख रही थी, अभी भी नहीं देख रही है, अभी थोड़ी देर के लिए रिफ्रेश हो गई थी.
Just in that halftime break. Not looking themselves.
इसे बंद कर भाई, क्या लोग हैं.
Now they've managed to find their way back into the game, but yes, they've got a rifle round coming at you folks, but Hunter's Fury, Lockdown, Vipers pick 3 of the most impactful ultimates you could ask for Paper Rex. On the so far flawless attack side, they have 4 rounds in a row put together.
Paper Rex just have the easy 1-2 ult combo right now. Get the space with the lockdown, drop the pit, and they've even got the Hunter's Fury late if the spike is really being pressured by a Team Heretics retake. They've got 2 ults they're relatively close to. Maybe they can get this orb. Maybe Root finds a kill, right? But you're asking a lot. Oh my god, the early Hunter's Fury double connection!
Oh, that's devastating! This was the round that Heretics were trying to shore up their half, the map! Benji at least is able to lean in, intercede to find a kill.
भाई इतनी जल्दी कैसे निकाल लिया
start with, and he's pinged out again. He's got to give this ground up. All of the A side now belongs to PRX. Look at the timing though. Heretics trying to get in ahead of this, but Miniboo is shut down instantly. And Benji, beleaguered as he is, on all sides, guns are trained at the killjoy. And that was absolutely diabolical.
Something gets an amazing deep position there as well, all the way back Rafter. That was eventually going to be the nail in the coffin on that round, no matter what. I was talking about Forsaken. He could use that in a post plant or just get an immediate drone tag. A double hit. Jing takes all of the space that was created because of that as well. Oh my god, whatever they had planned in that round Couldn't even begin to guess. I mean, it was just out the window immediately.
That's as the Hunter's Fury comes in. You can see Weber just throw his head back. Okay, Heretics, credit to them. Still want to find a burst of speed here, but oh, the boys were waiting for you, Miniboo.
जीत रहे क्या 4 सेकंड? सॉरी 4 सेकंड क्यों बोलता हो यार? PR रेक्स है ये 4 सेकंड ही बोल रहा हूँ.
But was safe, playing back for the multiple players to guard him.
It's just filthy.
निकाल लिया ये भी nice.
Hero plays, you can't blame them. They've only got sheriffs. Absolutely shut them down.
ये knife करेगा क्या पीछे से?
Don't do it again. Don't do it again. Don't do it again. All right, thank you. We can't have 2 knives in the
Knife होने वाला था.
debut game.
Yeah, cure for hypotension.
We cannot do that.
So very quickly, those 2 rounds fall. Heretics back on a buy. Now with Flash and Lockdown to work with. Like, I like the idea. Heretics obviously with a back-breaking
भाई इसकी कितनी फटे होगी नियॉन की? अंदर जाते 3 बंदे दिख रहे.
Play that PRX-esque aggressive B-side play, at least use their neon to get something. But man, I mean, PRX wrote the script for that. They were there when the deep magic was written.
6-round run coming into this with an 80+% win rate on attack. We're seeing exactly why. Deep recon is going to come through mid, and then something can swing off this with Patman. No one is going to actually be spotted by it. No, Benji caught, and there's a teleport into spawn. Disarray for Heretics.
Oh man, they're getting clowned on. This is the wraparound they were trying desperately to bail water out of this quickly sinking boat. And they've already been cut down to 3 players, and Patman is on a timing, but there's an awareness here for Woot. He kind of knows it, and he's ready.
I was going to say, Patman, he's
3v3
in the walls at all times, but Heretics ready now. This is winnable.
Yep, something spotted out. Here comes a fast retake for Heretics. Good start. Forsaken dealt with Raptors control. Assumed. Woot very sharp this round. Thrash here will look to find Divide. Last standing member of PRX. And in midair, he is detained. Heretics come up for air. It's a breather. A brief respite.
Eliminate.
Look at those wallets on the side of PRX. They are bulging.
Desperately needed round win from Heretics. They're losing players early, and they still manage to pull it off. They do a great job getting back into that site together. The distraction from Raptors, and then you have Woot coming lower. I mean, the distraction. Benji knows he's in there, but just can't do anything about it. It's that moment where something tucked in that deep position again is forced to look towards Rafters. And Woot takes advantage of that distraction to get a free kill. This is going to be such an uphill battle for Team Heretics as they have to just face down a Paper Rex that won't be saving anytime soon, if at all, this half.
It's possible Alex took exception with that round from PRX. I can't be sure. Wow! Oh, but he's not ready. He's clearing the recon, and Jing is just too far ahead of the play for him.
He just double teleports forward. He gets all of that space for free. You're never expecting it on defense.
Rian's has to salvage. The only player inside the A site for now. Disrespecting the smoke at Rafters, and look at Patman. Pushed all the way up on B.
He's just got the craziest lurk timings. He's going to have to accelerate a bit. The Team Heretics try to get in off this fast lane.
Pitman इतना बड़ा लर्क कर रहा
slow right now.
पकड़ लिया तो.
Doesn't hit something. Here comes the lockdown.
He's going after it. By hook or by crook. Something is looking for this, and there's Patman on the lurk timing. Oh, the lockdown is popped out from under Heretics.
I can't with this guy.
भाई अब ये नहीं छोड़ रहा है उसका
And now Heretics know they really can't play off the side. They've got to commit. They've got to challenge this. Not too shabby there from Miniboo, but Jing deigns to descend from the ivory tower to deal a death blow to the
This is winnable. Patman's too far away.
Can he get a touch? Unreal.
अरे यार.
Clutch. A crucial one here for Woot as Wingman does the job. Man, they really had to fight scrappy for that one. Wyatt 3 up for Heretics, and they come out with a dub.
His little pal just gives him that effective 2 versus 2. Wins the highest impact 1v1. But talk about Miniboo. What an adjustment. Looks like he's already in the grave when he gets this 3rd kill. What is that, man? What is that?
So Heretics have taken a chunk out of that PRX economy. 1 round closer to their total. There's a lot of work still to do. We're going to have an early Viper spin on the B side of the map. PRX clearly no interest in challenging it early this round.
Batman wants to go on another wild adventure. Okay. Go up 2 while the rest of the team are focused on Team Heretics triple stacked up. They go drone for drone. Oh my god, the last Hunter's Fury was really solid.
Nice schmooze there from Miniboo. Avoids what would have been a lethal connection. PRX had to be satisfied with a little bit of damage onto the Neon, but Minibu also has that overdrive and already. Here's Jing again. They are never ready for Jing. From the top rope, he's able to find his... Rien's clutch back.
Okay,
Drop to the
2v3.
side. Good anchoring. Can he do with something? No, the shorty. More than he can deal with.
हो
And
गया यार इनका
laboriously
GG
will drag himself across the map to challenge this.
Planted.
11-9 अगर इसने क्लच किया तो क्लच ही करता नहीं है
Countless first kills.
इसे कोई उम्मीद भी नहीं रखता है
Boo here's a double swing. He's going to have to deal with it. Oh, the King's horses and men emerge. Then the Viper is dealt with. Match point now comes up. PRX. There was a narrative, right, if you're a PRX fan? Or even a hater. You're familiar with the feeding narrative, but it's never been less true. With Patman joining this lineup, that stabilizing force. They've been so clean. They've strung together 6 attack side rounds as the half began.
Heretics on defense have had absolutely no clue how to deal with Jing, getting in these absurd forward teleport positions, playing with so much more aggression than you would typically see from Omens on this map. Something connection. Wow, damage for damage.
Yep. They both take a hit there. Ice Fury now being deployed by Rians. What is there to find here? Comes up with nothing. Patman hears him. How is he here already? The conditioning utterly broken on the side of
जीत
Heretics.
गया यार फिर से
again.
वो भी
30
काफी
points
कम
about to
HP है
try and slow the PRX train down, but choo-choo, baby.
39.
We have more than left the station. Paper Rex have arrived in the 6.
Feels like they've never been faster, actually. 13-1 on the first map. Dominant on map 2. Not one pistol round loss. All of the momentum throughout both of these games slowed down for just a moment, but they immediately bounce back and utterly crush Team Heretics in that second half of Icebox. Listen, we thought we were going to get a
और एक मैप बचा है अब
game. Well, we got some exciting plays for sure from Paper Rex. Highlight reel stuff coming out from Jing. Both maps, Forsaken, incredible on Pearl. Patman with some mental lurks. I don't think anyone expected this to be so dominant. This is Paper Rex at their best.
Patman's reputation was the one that would keep it calm, keep his team in line, but instead he is dragging them, kicking and streaming straight down the throat of Heretics. And so history repeats itself once more. Wyatt, a tough loss suffered by Heretics at the hands of this phenomenal outfit. Forsaken shows us exactly what it was. They got PRX to this game.
हो गया क्या और एक मैप नहीं है
Deal with these timings that Jing is throwing at them.
Give it up for Paper X! Guys, you know what? Celebrate with the fans. Celebrate with the fans. Enjoy this moment.
Celebrate with fans
But-
क्या करते हैं celebration
Hey, guys, is it okay if I steal Forsaken?
That's fine, that's fine.
All right. Hey,
ओए पहले celebrate with fans बोल के हो
Forsaken. Pure dominance. 13-1 on Pearl. What the heck?
To be honest, I don't really know what happened about Pearl. I don't really watch Heretics Pearl as well. I think their weakest map is Pearl, which is B, right? So yeah.
Okay, and you know, you seem very dialed in, you know, standing up, shouting a lot, very animated as well. So, you know, what was your mindset? You know, are you just happy to be back, or you know, you just kind of wanted to, you know, show off your guns?
Actually, I just wanna hype the team because last time in Pacific, I realized that we were winning when I'm standing up. When we're not quiet, we were winning. So I think I'm gonna do this all the time. So we're like vibing, you know.
You know what, just don't sit down, play standing up. Let's talk about Petman. You know, how'd you prep Petman for Masters? Because you guys have to play other tournaments in between Stage 1 and Masters Toronto. So, you know, can you talk to us a little bit about getting him ready?
Yeah, I mean, actually, it's his first time in international, and we win our first match. So I'm kinda really proud of him that he can play well, even though he may be a little bit nervous. But so far, I think so good. Maybe a little bit of jet lag still, but we believe that we're gonna get it done, yeah.
Okay. I hear everyone on the team saying it's about time that we won something, right? So is Paper X Train going to ever stop until you reach the trophy?
No jinx, but hopefully the trains keep going on, you know? Yeah.
Track by track.
Track by track, guys. Track by track. Let's go.
All right, thank you, Forsaken. Go celebrate and enjoy this moment. And that's all from me too.
ओए हो गया ना, इतना ही था आज बस। आई थिंक इतना ही था आज के लिए।
The human body was built to move, not trapped at a desk in one singular posture for 12 hours a day. It's time your chair evolved. This is Secret Lab Titan Evo. Ergonomically engineered for you, gamers, hybrid workers, artists, backing your every move.
ओए ये चेयर चाहिए यार मुझे।
An update is required. Financial system updating.
ओए हो गया, चलो इतना ही था आज। अब क्या खेलना, ओए ओ अब क्या खेलना है, अब खेलना है GOD ऑफ वार। मुझे लगा 11:30 तक चलेगा मैच, पर जल्दी ख़त्म हो गया है ना। रुको मैं टाइटल एंड थंबनेल चेंज कर लेता हूँ, नहीं तो लोगों को लगेगा कि अरे ये गॉड ऑफ वार खेल ही नहीं रहा है। खेलता हूँ, रुक जाओ 2 मिनट। खेलना तो था मुझे भी वैसे। थंबनेल थंबनेल थंबनेल। वेयर इज थंबनेल? ओके मिल गया, थंबनेल मिल गया। ओके चलो थंबनेल एंड दोनों हो गया। किधर है गॉड ऑफ वार? इब्बू गेमिंग एंड तन्मय आ जाओ, गॉड ऑफ वार खेल रहे हैं अभी हम। भाई कितना गंदा बेइज्जती कर दी यार तन्मय, तूने क्या वॉच पार्टी कर रहा था भाई। अरे वो टीम देखने में काफ़ी अच्छा लगता है मुझे, इसलिए मतलब मुझे पता नहीं था वो टीम अगर खेलती तो मैं लाइक देखता हूँ यार उनको, इसलिए मैं वॉच पार्टी भी करने वाला था। मैं स्ट्रीम स्टार्ट किया और देखा इनका ये चल रहा है, इसलिए मैंने वो कर दिया। कोई नहीं यार, गॉड ऑफ वार में बोला था 11 तक आ जाऊंगा मैं। डिस्प्ले कैप्चर बंद है, चल रहा है। और तेरे लिए जल्दी आया और तू भाई माय बैड यार। नहीं 11 तक बोल दिया ना मैंने स्टार्टिंग में। स्ट्रीम चालू होने से पहले मुझे पता था दो नहीं 3 मैप लग रहे थे। कोई नहीं यार, आज 1 घंटा एक्स्ट्रा करेंगे स्ट्रीम। 3 बजे डायरेक्ट एंड कर। ओके कल हमने क्या किया था?
Not evil. You killed her son, lad.
कल इसके बच्चे को मारा था।
Child is not something a parent gets over easily.
और क्रेटोस ने बता दिया था कि एट्रियस को कि मैंने मेरे पापा को मारा है और मैं एक गॉड हूँ।
So you'd let me kill you?
If it meant you would live. Yes.
Look, there was no easy choice for anybody, brother. But I think we can all agree you did the right thing. The world's a better place with Freya in it. Just time, lads.
Okay, कल वाला ये आदमी भी उड़ गया था यार, काफी डेंजर है। मुझे ज़्यादा जाना किधर है? इधर, ठीक है। एंटर कैसे करूँ? नहीं एंटर नहीं होता। मुझे बोट लेके जाना है, इतना दूर।
Jotunheim awaits.
Why did Baldur say we caused it?
Odin must have convinced him that following you to Jotunheim would bring his cure. Lies, I'm sure.
Why did mistletoe
तर
break
मैं
the
तुझे नहीं पसंद क्या
Vanilla
VCT
magic
देखना
is powerful, but its rules are slippery and elusive. I'm sure it makes sense if you're a witch. Oh, but it's also bloody tragic. Baldur was the greatest gift Odin granted
VCT
Freya.
देखने में क्या
The one
खराब
thing she treasured from their marriage. The only hope
मुझे
to
तो
spare
सीखने
him
मिलता है
pain and
काफी
spare herself loss.
जब मैं VCT
Such
देखता हूँ
impulses can lead good parents to make terribly stupid decisions.
I can't believe Odin and Freya were ever married.
Love and hate are more closely intertwined than you might imagine. For instance, Odin hates the giants and they him. But Thor's own mother was the giantess Fjorgun, one of Odin's great loves.
So Thor's half god and half giant? Where?
Once Fjorgun was gone, lonely ages passed for Odin. And as war with the Vanir raged, I could see what he really wanted beneath his bluster. And after no small amount of convincing, Freya agreed. For a while there, he really turned on the charm.
मुझे
He seemed happy.
ये जो
He seemed interested in
फव्वारा उठ
making
रहा है
her
ना
happy.
क्या कहते हैं इसे
Granted her so many wishes I could
भाई
scarcely
फव्वारे
recall
को
them
क्या
all.
कहते हैं
The peace held, and I truly believed
Bridge?
all had worked
नहीं,
out
bridge
better
नहीं.
than I could have planned.
Lake of
Odin's
the
true
Nine.
face showed itself again in the end.
Lake of the Nine इतने
He
बार
won
आया
Freya's
हूँ
trust,
इसको
and
मैं
she
कभी
taught him
भूलने
some
नहीं
of her
वाला हूँ
Vanir magic, another choice she would live to bitterly regret. Sadly, despite his wise counselors' best efforts to persuade him that peace was the only true path to stave off Ragnarok, Odin never let go of his obsession with Jotunheim. The taste of Vanir magic led him to new forms of experimentation and new levels of depravity.
वो बड़ा सांप तो मर गया कल ही मर गया वो कुछ अपग्रेड नहीं करना है ना
Here we go! I can't believe we're gonna see the giants.
Well, if things work according to plan, go ahead and lock in Jotunheim and we'll be on our way.
ओके योटनहाइम के लिए रवाना होना है अभी किधर है वो आ गए
Boy, ahead. Get ready.
Oh, right. Got it. Let's hope this doesn't cause you to explode or anything.
Oh, hadn't considered that. Maybe we should talk about this a bit more.
ओ ये अकेले कैसे जा रहा है इतना जल्दी
Ready?
अरे बाप
Now, boy.
अच्छा उसकी रोशनी से हम दरवाजा नहीं खुला खुल गया
We must be close.
Well, what are we waiting for? Think it's far?
We will see.
A word, please, before we continue. Listen, the last thing you two need up there is a decomposing heat ruin in the moment. Why don't I wait for you here? This is between you and the boy.
True. But if someone were to fight...
Our lady sips soft, perfect sloshers. You done did it.
Sorry. We had to see this. Oh, no. No. Fine, damn it. Fine.
Watch the head till we return.
I can do this. No, I can't. Oh.
करना क्या है उसका?
Okay.
Ready.
हमारे साथ वो हेड आने नहीं वाला है, दिमाग वो आदमी का, उसका नाम भी पता नहीं मुझे। लेके जा रहे हैं ये लोग, आई थिंक लेके भी गए। वाह, ओए मेरी स्ट्रीम की चैट अटक गई है। स्ट्रीम की चैट अटक गई है, ऐसा मत सोचना कि इग्नोर करो। हम जा रहे हैं अभी, किधर जा रहे हैं? स्वर्ग।
Look! We're on the giant's fingers. I can see the highest peak ahead. Right over there.
ओए आ गए ना चैट, देख रही है।
We did it.
We did.
स्ट्रीम को लाइक मारो यार, जो भी देख रहा है।
What are you doing?
I have nothing more to hide.
इसके हाथ के वो देखना आप, टैटू चेन वाले। भाई रैग्नारोक खेलेगा ना? अरे ऑब्वियसली भाई खेलेंगे हम।
We're so close.
Boy.
ओए ये गेम खत्म हो गया क्या?
Carry her.
ओए शांत बैठे यार, कभी मैं तो भूल गया गेम, अगर गेम सही में ख़त्म हो गया ये, क्योंकि मैं कंटिन्यू खेल रहा हूँ तो मुझे भी आइडिया नहीं है। लाइक 5 दिन से मैं कंटिन्यू, सपोज मैं 4 घंटे खेल रहा हूँ। कर ले फिर से वॉच पार्टी। नहीं कर रहा हूँ मैं वॉच पार्टी, हम फिर कुछ एक्सप्लोर करेंगे और
Boy.
It's nothing.
नहीं इतना जल्दी नहीं ख़त्म होगा। 16 घंटे का ये गेम है, उसमें से हमने कितने घंटा खेला होगा? आई गेस 10 घंटे है ना, 10-15 घंटे। ग्लोव्स निकाल लिए थे इसने। रेग्नो कभी ये रुक जा, मुझे चैट नहीं दिख रहा है, आधा ही दिख रहा है वो। ओके रैग्नारोक कभी ये बोल, वो भी ज़बरदस्त है इसलिए इससे ज़्यादा। हाँ रैग्नारोक ये ख़त्म होने के बाद एक दिन ब्रेक लेते हैं हम, वेलो स्ट्रीम करते हैं, और उसके अगले दिन मतलब डाउनलोडिंग को भी टाइम लगता है ना, एक दिन गैप लेते फिर से चालू करते। चलेगा ना एक दिन गैप, क्योंकि वो कंटिन्यू स्टोरी मोड खेलने से फिर लाइक फेल होना चाहिए गेम। इंस्टाग्राम की फीड में वो रिटर्न आता है ना, लाइक हम जो गेम खेलते हैं उसके रील्स, फिर 1-2 दिन के बाद इसकी याद, अगर हमने कंटिन्यू चालू कर दिया तो फिर ये पार्ट की याद में भूल जाएंगे।
Who's the guardian?
हाँ भाई जैसे तेरी मर्जी। अरे तू बोलता तो अभी खेलेंगे ये खत्म होने के बाद, पर डाउनलोड नहीं किया है।
But I don't. This place is dead. What happened to them? Why'd Mom send us here?
One question is answered and 2 more take its place.
ओके इधर जगह है। ओए एक सेकंड चलो
Wait! Father! Something's happening. It's your axe. It's Mother. Look. She's arguing with a bunch of giants. She knew giants? That's us. The first time we met the world serpent. But how?
फ्यूचर लिखा है यार
That was
इसमें
Baldur.
ड्राइंग पे फ्यूचर
That
लिखा था
just
पहले ही।
happened. Wait. They knew everything that was going to happen. The dragon in the mountain, the stone mason, all these drawings. This is our story.
No. This is your story.
But what does it all mean?
That I was not the only parent with secrets.
You didn't know. She was a giant. I'm a giant. Why didn't she tell us?
She sent us here knowing we would find this.
But why not just tell us the truth?
Your mother would have had good reasons. Baldur was never sent to find me. He was tracking her all along, not knowing she was only ashes.
If she had a plan for us, I trust it. Whatever it is. Besides, she hasn't been wrong yet. Come on. We're so close to the end now.
Yes. Yes, we are.
पर्दे के पीछे क्या है? ओए नीचे गॉड ऑफ वार मरा है, सॉरी क्रेटोस, और उसका बेटा उसके पीछे रो रहा है पकड़ के। मतलब क्रेटोस मरने वाला है अभी, पर ये तो नेक्स्ट पार्ट में भी मिलता है ना हमें। नेक्स्ट पार्ट में मतलब ये जिंदा होगा शायद से, ये जिंदा करेगा।
Look.
पंजा लगा
It's
तेरा।
Mother's. She was here. She saw every step we took before we took it. Like she was always with us. Watching over us. Leading us home. Let's finish it.
चढ़ने का ऑप्शन नहीं आ रहा है। ओए ऑप्शन नहीं आ रहा था और मैंने स्पेस बार दबा दिया और आ गया। कोई तो भी है ऊपर। उसकी मम्मी तो नहीं है। ये साइड। ओए उसका हाथ देखो, जायंट का हाथ, पूरा मैप दिख रहा है हमें। हैं उसका हाथ ऊपर था, नीचे कैसे गया? सब समझ में आ रहा है मुझे अब।
No. We do it together.
उसकी मम्मी की राह के।
Son.
अस्थिया है। राख क्या होता है भाई? अस्थिया मुझे पता नहीं था, इसलिए मैंने राख बोल दिया। अस्थिया होती है वो। जो ड्राइंग में जायंट्स देखे थे ना, ये देखो नीचे गिरे हैं सब लोग।
Goodbye, Faye.
I love you, Mom. The Giants. They really are all gone. There's nothing for us here.
Come.
So, I get that Mother was a giant, which makes me part giant and part god.
And part mortal.
Right. I guess there's just one thing I don't understand. My name on the wall. The Giants called me... Loki?
क्या लोकी?
Loki.
भाई ये लोकी है।
That's the name your mother wanted for you when you were born. She must have called you that to her people.
But why?
A question for another day.
भाई ये लोकी है, थॉर का भाई। नहीं ना, थॉर अलग है, ये अलग है। कंप्लीट मदर्स एशेरियस हो गया। रिटर्न टू ट्वाइलर्स टेम्पल। भाई ये जायंट्स देखो, उसकी मम्मी ने मारा है इतने बड़े बड़े लोगों को। ये देखो, ये एक इधर सोया है, एक उधर, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18। ओह शिट, काफ़ी लोग हैं। रिटर्न टू होम आखिरी मिशन था, ये भी कर लिया हमने। अब जहाँ से आए थे उधर रिटर्न। ओए सेंट मोनिका स्टूडियो क्रिएटिव बुक आ गया यार, खत्म कर दिया हमने ये तो। ओए तन्मय है क्या तू?
I do not know.
So what should we do?
I trust you to decide that.
Oh.
मतलब कल की फाइट हमारी लास्ट फाइट थी।
So, why'd you want to name me Atreus? I know it can't be for a god.
No. He was a soldier. A Spartan.
The Great Warrior?
All Spartans are great warriors. We trained from birth. Our lives were discipline, duty, battle, and death. Life was grim, and we greeted it grimly. But Atreus of Sparta was unlike the rest of us. He wore a smile even in the worst of times. He was happy. He inspired us to hope that though we were machines of war, yet there was humanity in us. Goodness.
भाई
When the
इधर
day
नहीं आने
came
वाले
for
हम
him to lay down his life in battle, his sacrifice saved countless others and turned the tide in our favor. I carried him home on his shield and buried him with all the honors of Spartan custom. His memory was a comfort in dark times.
Wow, you actually told a good story. Lemire missed it.
चलो गेम खत्म। नहीं 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 नहीं, पीछे आओ। गलत जा रहा था। हो गया। नहीं नहीं, चलना है अभी भी। अभी तक हम घर नहीं पहुंचे ना।
understand if you want to go home, but maybe helping people is part of why Mom sent us out here, too. I mean, what would Atreus of Sparta do?
And what would Loki do?
Huh. That's a weird name. I'm glad we went with yours.
Lads, am I glad to see you? I believe I've reached my limit
इसकी
for
मुंडी इधर क्यों
dwarven
रखी थी?
charm.
What happened, Mimir?
They took an uncomfortable number of measurements and then proceeded to bicker about the weather.
Where do you want us to take
इसकी
you?
बॉडी बना रहे.
How about the warm confines of anywhere bloody else?
चलो हमें जाना क्या? Continue explore it, complete draw, free dragons, travel to the municipality. हैं? क्या हो गया? सब कुछ अनलॉक हो गया ना? जाना किधर है आप? ओए जाना किधर है हमें? जर्नल क्यों खोलने बोलते हैं? न्यू गेम प्लस अलाउ यू टू स्टार्ट अ न्यू गेम while maintain your equipment. Accelerate purchase new game can be accessed anytime from the game. New game and restart from the checkpoint. क्या मतलब? ओए ये क्या है? खत्म हो गया क्या ये चीज? नेक्स्ट ट्रिप समझ में नहीं आ रहा है.
Before we return to Midgard, I should warn you. More time has passed than you likely realize. The snowfall that began when you slew Balder, it's become something else. The stuff of omens.
For the coming of winter.
Not just any winter, but a great winter to span 3 summers. And when it's done, Ragnarok begins.
Ragnarok. From snow.
Aye, snow. Lots more snow. And then the end of the bloody world. In that approximate order.
Another prophecy.
No, brother. Prophecy doesn't expect this for 100 more winters at least. You've changed.
I'm telling you, it's Fimbulwind. I can feel it in my throat. This
लॉक कैसे इधर?
Stop saying that. Oh, you're making me very nervous. It was bound to snow.
ओए लॉक कैसे वो डोर?
snow and you know it. It's the end times. How dare you make me the voice?
ये भी लॉक है.
Just discussing the weather. Bit of a cold snap lately.
What he means is
मुझे समझ नहीं आया मतलब.
boys, the winner to end all winners. I can feel it in my screw.
Yeah, we heard.
If you're heading home, try to keep moving, and also to not die.
Or if you're not heading home, same advice. Now go scuff that up. Clear it with the prop. Right. Lots of luck.
ओके समझ गया. हमें किधर जाना है? लोकेशन नहीं बता रहे. मतलब गेम खत्म या है अभी? ओए तन्मय तू है क्या गेम में है? मुझे गाइड करो यार थोड़ा सा.
You scare up that alchemist what needed finding?
Tell me again how Odin knew we were going to Jotunheim before we did.
Odin is extremely clever, you see. Nearly as clever as he thinks he is. And he's a collector of prophecies. If it's about the future, he adds it to his collection. Helps him style himself as all-seeing and all-knowing. But of course, the idea is control. Control of the future. Control of his fate. He'd control every realm of every land in every world if he could. Every potential pocket of resistance, he seeks to eliminate. Even if you've never posed a threat before, he may think one day you might. So you see, it's not important how he knew before you did. It's important that he was right.
ओके. मैप में लोकेशन ख़त्म हो गई है. आई गेस ये गेम इधर ही एंड होने वाला है. न्यू जर्नी इसलिए इन्होंने बताई कि लाइक स्टार्टिंग से.
Ah, Niflheim. Not sure why anyone would want to come here, but here we are.
It smells bad. What is this stuff?
This mist is cursed.
Cursed?
Quite right. Safe to breathe for a time, but it'll kill if we linger. Just one more reason to love Niflheim.
Okay, इसको पढ़.
Look here.
Sir. Let's see.
मैप की नई लोकेशन है ये.
What is that stuff? Weird.
Yes. A strange material.
ओए आई गेस ये ख़त्म हो गया है. पहले लूट कर लेते पूरा. एक्सप्लोर करते इतनी जगह और उसके बाद हम फिर बंद कर देते. कितना बज रहा है अभी? 12.
Ah! Fancy seeing you.
I'm surprised you're here, Sindri. This mist is pretty gross.
You think I can't handle a little cursed mist? Well, you're
ओए
right.
मुझे सपना गिरा था अंदर
I'm
कोई तो
trying
भी
to build
आदमी
some
है.
armor that will lessen its effects.
ये बोलता है कि
The
मैं
materials
किसी
I
को
need
भी
are all
आने
right
नहीं
here
दूंगा.
in Ivaldi's
मतलब समझ
workshop,
लूंगा.
but
ऐसा कुछ बोलता है.
They're blanketed by this nauseating mist, of course.
Wait for it.
The last known location for such armor is in the workshop's center chamber. The entrance is sealed, but I could craft you an entry stone with...
There it is.
500 meters दूर शॉप है इसकी.
That stench will stick to your hair, your weapons, your armor.
एड्रेस इसको पढ़.
Touch your hair until you burn all the tiny pieces off in the fires of Muspelheim. Also, it will kill you.
There's something written here. This whole place shuffles around each time we leave? That's incredible.
Atreus, focus. This is a dangerous place.
That's dwarven creativity for you. Impressive and dangerous.
This curse running hold. Rare miss enhance used to craft magnificence armor. अच्छा.
You shouldn't have much trouble finding mist echoes inside the workshop. Staying alive, on the other hand.
काफी स्ट्रेंथ बढ़ा ली हमने. अरे पर इसकी ज़रूरत नहीं है, हमने गेम ही ख़त्म कर लिया तो क्या। ओके, मैं अब एक काम करता हूँ। ये जगह पे रुकना हमें सेफ नहीं लग रहा है। इतनी जल्दी कैसे ख़त्म हो गया ये गेम। मैं वीडियो देखता नहीं हूँ ना, इसलिए मुझे आइडिया नहीं होता है कि गेम कब ख़त्म हो सकता है। लाइक मुझे सरप्राइज़ मिलता है, सरप्राइज। एक सेकेंड, हैं ये क्या चल रहा है? चलो हम क्या करते, स्ट्रीम बंद कर देते। और क्योंकि स्ट्रीम बंद करने का एक ही कारण है, क्योंकि गॉड ऑफ वार ख़त्म हो गया है, ठीक है। और गॉड ऑफ वार ख़त्म हो गया है तो हम क्या मतलब, हमें खेलना है रैग्नारॉक। इसके बाद गॉड ऑफ वार न्यू गेम, सिलेक्ट डिफ़िकल्टी, गिव मी अ गॉड ऑफ वार। ये क्या है? अब ये क्या कुछ अलग स्टार्ट होने वाला है? हाँ, ये स्टार्टिंग से स्टार्ट होगा, सिर्फ ये डिफ़िकल्ट एंड हार्ड मोड ऐसा कुछ है। देखो ये स्टार्टिंग से स्टार्ट हो गया है तो कुछ फ़ायदा नहीं है वही। चलो देख ही लेते हैं। अब फिर से कोई बोलेगा भाई तू दिखाता नहीं है प्रॉपरली। मार दे। आई गेस ये हार्ड मोड पे मैंने स्टार्ट किया है स्टोरी। आपको क्या लगता है? स्टोरी तो सेम ही हो गई है ना। नहीं भाई मुझे नहीं खेलना रिटर्न टू न्यू गेम। चलो अब मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, एक काम करते, स्ट्रीम बंद करते। थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग एवरीवन। आज काफ़ी जल्दी ख़त्म हो गया ये गेम, पता नहीं था ये ख़त्म हो सकता था इतनी जल्दी। हम 5 दिन से कंटिन्यू खेल रहे हैं ना, इसलिए आज जल्दी ख़त्म हो गया। कोई ना, मिले हैं अगले लाइव स्ट्रीम में। हम इसके बाद रैग्नारॉक खेलने वाले, सो डोंट वरी। मिलते हैं, लेट्स गो।